And we are back with what should be a very good, very interesting game here tonight between the Detroit Pistons and the Boston Celtics. Two teams battling it out in the East. Obviously, Detroit Pistons sitting atop at 1. The Boston Celtics not far behind them, playing very good basketball. So should be a good game. Let's start the show. And we are back. Boy, do I love being back here. Boy, do I love watching some basketball with you guys. We are here. Should be a very good game here today. We've tried tuning into some Pistons games here and there, and I think we've tuned into 3 Detroit Pistons versus Atlanta Hawks games, and all 3 of them turned out to be bust of games. So, here tonight, listen, I'm double dipping. I'm doing it again. We're doing the doubleheader. I'm trying to get a good non-Knicks basketball game because obviously the Knicks, that's our bread and butter, my favorite team. I'm going to have more energy for those games, obviously, of course, because I'm a little bit more emotionally invested in those games. Either way, I'll get up for some good basketball, right? I'll bring the energy as long as the other team provides the energy for me to bring. Trying to tune into these Detroit Pistons games, right? Best record in the East right now. They're hooping their butts off. They're getting much healthier. Ivy's back, and Stewart is back, and Cunningham and Duren are, all of them have suffered varying degrees of injuries throughout the season, and not every time they've been able to keep their core 4 or 5 or 6 guys in their rotation together. Here they are. Here they are, right? And they're playing extremely well. They're constantly winning. Again, we tried to tune into what I thought was going to be a good Pistons versus Hawks game. It turned out to be a bust, as the Hawks got their doors blown right off of them. But I don't expect that to happen to the Boston Celtics here today. I do know that the Celtics did play the Milwaukee Bucks not too long ago and get absolutely ran out of the gym by a Giannis-less Bucks team that just got blown out by 45 points, the Bucks, to the Brooklyn Nets. An absolutely disgusting performance from the Bucks, who beat the Celtics. So who knows what to make of the Eastern Conference right now outside of a couple of teams that we know of. And then you have Cleveland falling down into the dregs of the East the way that they have. You got Atlanta up and down. You got you got Boston up and down. The only 2 constants so far this season here in the Eastern Conference has been the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks, who have yet to meet each other so far this year, obviously. So, going to keep track of both of these teams as the East continues to go on. This is the first game of the night. We do have not nationally televised games because they're on the streaming service. We got 2 Peacock games here tonight, so we're going to try and do them both. We're going to see, hopefully, we get at least one good basketball game. I'm trying, y'all. I'm searching for it. Every time I decide to cover a game, a non-Knicks game, it ends up being a blowout. But the late night game is, 9:30 start time, so I figured not too late. It's not too late. 2 back-to-back, we could do them. Both of these games should be good. We have the Rockets playing the Nuggets. We did a Rockets-Nuggets game a little bit earlier in the year, and that was a really good game. I believe Denver managed to pull it out at the end as Şengün just absolutely outpaced Jokic managed to outpace Şengün in that game, so it ended up being really good. Again, coming back, we'll see if Şengün is going to have some counters going up against Jokic. It's going to be a very good game. Both of the teams playing well. The Nuggets dealing with, injuries in terms of Christian Braun and Aaron Gordon still remaining out, although Christian Braun getting close to returning. But we will start with our first game here tonight, the Pistons taking on the Celtics, and we will start with the road team, as always, as we're going to go down the Detroit Pistons rotation here, starting with the best player on the team, Cade Cunningham. Obviously, perennial all-star at this point in his career. He's going to probably be a perennial all-NBA performer at this point in his career. He will be at the tops of the charts in terms of being mentioned for MVP. At only 24 years old, he's still got a ton of room of improvement. Could still get to the point where maybe we're talking about him legitimately in the MVP race. But as of right now, on the outside looking in, on the fringes of that race, but still damn good. As you could just see just from the counting stats, obviously there's a lot more context going to it, but 27.5 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, 9.3 assists. That's slightly down in comparison to where they were to start the year. We've talked about this because, again, we've covered the Pistons a fair amount so far this year. 45% from the field, sub 30% from three-point range. He's always going to be dared to shoot at this point. With his level of shooting, he's going to be dared to shoot against really good defenses. Teams will pack the paint on him, especially coming off of the pick and roll with Duren. They're going to pack the paint, leave him open. Now, thankfully for him, he has started to develop that mid-range pull-up jumper a lot more. If they can keep him out of that mid-range, keep him away from getting all the way into the basket, and try and take away the pick and roll, obviously a lot asking with all of that in there, and force him to take long jumpers, he's going to struggle with that. He's always going to struggle with that. And then obviously, if he ever is off ball, because look at these turnover numbers, they are now over 4. We watched a game with him where he had 4 or 5 turnovers in the first half. With him handling the ball so much, turning it over the way he does, you kind of want to also have more ball handlers on the team to pull the ball out of his hands. And if that does happen, Detroit, and suddenly he's going to start to struggle a little bit with their spacing because he is a complete non-spacer right now in his career. 24 years old, still room for development, but that is the aspect of his game that is holding him back the most right now. The ball control and the turnovers and the perimeter shooting. Stir Show, what's up, Stir Show? Celtics, why do I hear pause music? Daniel Tosin, what's up, Daniel? Karen, Susan, David Haas Jr., Bible. What's popping, everybody? Justice's dad. What's up, Justice's dad? But with every great star, there is a co-star. And the co-star for the Detroit Pistons has come along, and his name is Jalen Duren, who's been absolutely fantastic. The modern-day Stoudemire. Lionel Moniz, what's up, Lionel? Niall Dimitri, what's up, Niall? Appreciate you guys. We get to Jalen Duren, who has just been phenomenal so far this year. He's taken maybe an all-star leap. He's going to be in the conversation. I think likely an all-star so far this year. I think he's had a phenomenal campaign up to this point as the starting center. He's improved defensively. He's improved with his finishing. He's improved with his short roll floor reading. He's improved as a screener overall. He's improved as a rebounder, 11.5 rebounds so far this year. Just all around, continuously improving his game to a degree now where he's legitimately an all-star. Again, they will, I haven't gone through the list, so I don't know where he stands. His name is going to come up. He's going to be heavily considered for an all-star, if not already on the ballot of being an all-star so far this year, right? 18.8 points per game, 11.5 rebounds for the big man. Absolute dominant finisher in the paint. He's also developing a couple little spin and post moves down low in order, if he catches it in the, not necessarily short roll, but a little bit longer on the roll, right? If he catches it in the paint, but a big man or maybe even a small wing switches onto him, he can catch it, doesn't have to go through their chest the way he would have to earlier in his career. He'll catch it, he'll be patient, he'll make maybe one move, spin, little hook shot, little push shot right in front of the rim. He'll get it to go down almost every time. He's been phenomenal. The patience is continuously improving. He's been great in that aspect. I guess the other step in his improvement and his development is being a little bit more of an on-ball guy out of the high post, right? Putting the ball in his hands and asking him to create out of that area. Again, it'll help take the pressure and the ball handling and the playmaking responsibility away from Cade Cunningham, so maybe we could cut down on those turnovers. But at only 22 years old, the development on this kid is sky high. He's been phenomenal so far this year, and he's going to continue to get better. Bible said Pistons early lead, third quarter Celtics clapback positions. We'll finish them 15-point game. We'll see. We'll see. I hope it's just a close game all the way through. David Osh Jr. said Red Velvet tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we're cooking up tomorrow. AP, what's up, AP? R.I.P. Reiner. Yeah, it's a sad story. He used to watch Archie Bunker back in the day. Yeah, very sad story. Great actor. Great creator. Shout out to him and his wife, unfortunately. I hope there's more to the story than what has come out. But Sir Show said, I heard the Pistons are 0-8 against the Celtics at home. Really? I have not looked into these two matchups over the course of the last couple of years, but I will say Pistons really only got good last year, so kind of a completely different turnaround for these two teams, as Celtics are no longer the team that they used to be, and the Pistons are no longer the team that they used to be, right? We get over to Ausar Thompson right now, the guy who I would consider the third guy on the third guy for the Pistons here. He's definitely the third most important guy in terms of who they need to continue developing for this team. Hasn't necessarily gotten to that point so far this year. He hasn't taken the leap that I think a lot of people around Detroit was hoping he would take, especially in a year where they feel like the East is wide open and we definitely have the opportunity of competing. I don't want to go so far as to say disappointment of a season for Ausar Thompson, but when you look, across the Western Conference, and we'll get to watch him tonight, his twin brother, Amen Thompson, is taking that leap that I think a lot of people thought Ausar Thompson could also possibly make this year, even if it wasn't to the same level and same degree because he doesn't have the same level of opportunities, just, maybe an aspect of his game improving. So far, he's just kind of been very much the same. Stats are slightly up in comparison to where he was in previous seasons. Robes Pierre, what's up, Robes? The defense is always going to be there. It's as advertised. It's just free throw shooting is abysmal still. 3-point shooting is not nearly consistent or to the level that it needs to be here early in his career. 31% on low volume is definitely not what you want to see. But again, he's got all the tools. He's got the athleticism. He's got the hunger. He's got the drive. It's just about getting there. Not to mention also, to give the benefit of the doubt to Ausar Thompson and his development path. Obviously, we always say development's not linear. We all know this. But, he did have the heart condition that threatened his career. And so, to get him back out there was already a win. And now to kind of get back on train with his development cycle is sort of maybe he's just a step or maybe a season behind his brother, even though they are twins, just because, and obviously they're going to be completely different players, but similar skill sets, same trainers, same upbringing. You'd think that a guy like Ausar Thompson can get to the levels that his brother has already reached. Whether, who has the higher ceiling, who knows? But we do know that there is untapped potential so far with Ausar Thompson. 22 years old, again, same age as Duren, so more than enough time to continue to grow your game. Abe said, who do you root for this game? I root for the only team that is ahead of the Knicks in the standings is the Detroit Pistons, so I'm going to continuously root against the Detroit Pistons. Not because I don't like them. I actually really like this team. I love all these young players, but they're ahead of us. They're in our path, so I gotta root against them, unfortunately. Rose Pierce said, always Pistons first. I mean, as a Knicks fan, I'm just going to root against the teams that are ahead of me in the standings. And right now, the only team sitting ahead of me in the standings are these Detroit Pistons teams. So, maybe said I want the division. Division doesn't matter in 2025. I mean, it really doesn't matter whether you win the division or not. Winning the division back in the day used to mean that you were guaranteed a top 4 seed, home court, in at least the first round. Now it doesn't mean anything because they took that advantage away. Oda Austin, what's up, Oda? We get over to Jaden Ivey now. Jaden Ivey's having a very interesting year just because obviously the big major injury last season with his leg. He's having a very good up-and-coming season last season for the Pistons, in which he was averaging, I believe, 17 points a game and like 5 or 6 assists. Like, he was really an on-ball guy growing alongside Cade Cunningham. Now, who knows? Maybe it was just good player, bad up-and-coming team, but it's obviously really stunted his growth and in development as he's just still coming back from the injury. He's now coming off the bench. The Pistons seemingly moving on in terms of the way they play, just leaning off of Jaden Ivey's play style because they had to go through a whole season without him. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel? So now that he's back, he's kind of trying to not just find his game again, but now find a brand new role on this team, trying to come back with athleticism that just isn't at the level that it was before the injury. Now, maybe he can get back to that, but as of right now, just not the same level of athlete that he was. Only 23 years old. He's going to have to adjust his game a little bit here, and he's already started the process. Before he went down with the injury, he was having a very good season shooting it from three-point range, and coming back from the injury, he's still shooting it very well from three-point range. So it seems like that's an actual development, and it wasn't just a hot streak last season. Seems like he's actually put the work in to become a much better shooter, and he's going to need to be a very good shooter, especially considering playing a very ball-dominant player like Cade Cunningham, and then possibly another guy in Ausar Thompson who maybe they'll leave the ball in his hands a little bit more, especially considering his shortcomings as a shooter. So Jaden Ivey being able to spread the court as a shooter, very important for his development. Again, when you start talking about the Pistons and their future and moving on from guys and trading guys in order to improve the team, unfortunately, Jaden Ivey's name is the name that always comes up at this point. But right now is a part of the team. Still growing, still learning. 23 years old, a lot of young talent on this Pistons team. We'll see how if he can kind of round back in the form to where he was before the injury and all the promise that he had as a player. Tobias Harris now. Tobias Harris, we talked about him in terms of how fantastic he is as a vet for this team. He kind of just plugs all the holes, right? There are players in the NBA who are just absolutely excellent at if you're on a sinking ship, and not even necessarily a sinking ship, if you're on a ship and there's a little leak on the ship, and every ship's going to have a little bit of a leak, right? There's always going to be some kind of problem that comes up. You're going to need guys on the ship who know how to plug the hole in whatever way, right? And Tobias Harris is that guy for the Detroit Pistons, right? Oh, you need a spacer? I'll knock down some threes, 38% from three. Oh, you need a guy as an outlet for Cade Cunningham when they're taking away the Duren role and they're keeping Cade out of the paint? All right, swing the ball to me in the high post, mid post area, and I can turn and fire. I've done that my entire career. Back with the Bucks, back with the Clippers, back with Philly. I can do those things. I've been on long playoff runs. I've been on tanking teams. I've been on mediocre teams punching above their weight class. I've been on a team that was hunted, right? Battling for the best record in the league. I've been on teams with ball-dominant players. I've been on teams where I had to be the ball-dominant player. He is capable of being a malleable basketball player and filling in all types of gaps for this team. 14.7 points per game, 15 points per game, 5 boards, 2.4 assists. Again, does a great job of being the veteran statesman on this team because every young team needs him, and Tobias Harris has filled in fantastically so far for the Detroit Pistons. Bible said Cavs dying surprising. Yeah, we can talk about the Cavs. We can talk about that terrible loss that they had to the Charlotte Hornets. But, well, as of right now, let's make sure we get through each team here because we also have the late game going on here tonight. We get to Ron Holland now. Ron Holland, similar to Jaden Ivey, when people start talking about, oh, yeah, how do you improve the Pistons? If you look at trades, guys like Jaden Ivey and Ron Holland are always the names that get brought up in terms of the young players moving out. Kwame Robinson, what's up, Kwame? I hope Detroit loses tonight. Absolutely, Kwame. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Ron Holland so far this year, not terrible stats. 8 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 1.6 assists. 5th overall pick. You kind of want a little bit more from him. He still is a little bit of a chaos engine. He comes in, he snags rebounds, battles for loose balls and 50-50 possessions, jumps the passing lanes. He can be a defensive playmaker, 1.7 steals a game. The issue is that the efficiency remains abysmal. 40% from the field and 26.5% from three-point range is just not going to get it done. It becomes very difficult to justify playing you when you have this level of efficiency. And, the defense is good. It's just not game-changing per se. So it becomes very difficult once you get into the playoffs and the rotations start to get trimmed. You start looking at guys like Ron Holland, and it's like, buddy, I know it's year 2 for you. I know you're 20 years old. I know there's still a ton of room for your development and whatnot. But this team's trying to win right now, and we need you. We need you to pick your game up a little bit, right? So it's obviously unfair to ask that of a 20-year-old who's still trying to figure out his play style to be on a winning team like this. But, that is the team you got drafted to, and you're playing alongside Cade Cunningham. You either have to figure out your shot, become an excellent finisher at the rim like Ausar Thompson. At the very least, Ausar Thompson, he also struggles with his jump shot, but he brings it as a finisher, as a good cutter, as a rebounder, as a defender. If Ron Holland wants to develop himself as a legitimate part of a rotation of a winning team, those are the things he's going to have to focus on if the jump shot never gets there. Obviously, the jump shot as a rotation player, as a rotation guard or rotation wing, is always going to be number one priority with the way the league is being played. Yeah, you have to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot, right? Ron Holland can dribble a little bit. Is not a terrible passer, but obviously not a strength of his game. Only 1.6 assists, 1.4 turnovers. So you definitely need to shoot. You need to develop all those 3 aspects to your game. But the most important thing is to get the shooting down packed. And as of right now, not really close to it. Not really close to it. Sturshow said, "Who are you feeling for tonight's football game?" I haven't even seen who's playing tonight. I've been focused on these 2 games. I know it's Monday Night Football, but we are winding down and getting ready for the playoffs. So I'm waiting on that. We get to Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart's having a phenomenal year. I mean, if people value defense the same way they valued offense, he'd be in the running for 6th man of the year. That's how fantastic he's been playing as a rim protector so far this year, backing up Jalen Duren coming off the bench, because it's not just that. It's not just that. He had a season 2 years ago where he really stepped out and started to knock down perimeter shots from three-point range, and it was like, oh wow, look at Isaiah Stewart really developing the perimeter shot. That was under Monty Williams, and he was starting Stewart and Duren together. And obviously, that wasn't going to work out in the long run. Stewart is now coming off the bench to back up Duren, but still playing a hefty amount of minutes. Again, I was going to say one of, but he's the best bench player that they have coming off the bench. He's impactful, over 10 a game, over 6 rebounds a game, 1.1 assist. He's phenomenal. Over 2 blocks a game for Isaiah Stewart, even off the bench. But the biggest development for Isaiah Stewart, like I said, 2 years ago, stepped out, started to develop that three-point shooting. Last year, maybe didn't shoot it well at all, and then maybe it felt like, maybe that was just a lucky year, just a fluke of a year from three-point shooting. But no, he is back over 40% from three-point range for Isaiah Stewart, and boy, oh boy, is that extremely important. He doesn't shoot it at a high volume, nor does he need to shoot it at a high volume. He just needs to be enough of a threat from 3, where if things bog down, Cade Cunningham comes off a screen, or anybody comes off a screen, and Isaiah Stewart screen, and they load down on the paint, all he has to do is step back out in the pick and pop. And once or twice a game, just let that thing fly. 2-3 times a game, let that thing fly. Knock him down with regularity and consistency, just enough to be a threat where maybe you get a guy to fly out at you, and then it's an extra swing pass to an open shooter, or it's a pump fake and drive and attack the open space. He's athletic enough and a good enough finisher to take the 1 or 2 dribbles into the paint and get a good finish, or even drive and kick at that point. Again, it just opens up a breadth of opportunities for Isaiah Stewart, just being able to consistently knock down a perimeter shot, which is why we so heavily talk about that, especially with wings like Thompson and Holland. But now we get over to the guy who they're relying on to be the knockdown three-point shooter, Joseph. What's up, Joseph? Crank Demo, what's up, Crank? Give me your best 4-pick parlay. I don't got any of that, brother. Betting is not my thing. Betting is not my thing. You can tell me what you're looking at, and I'll give you an opinion, but I don't know. Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is the guy. They knew they were probably going to lose Malik Beasley this offseason based off of the off-the-court activities that he's involved in. We'll leave it at that. So we knew, or the Pistons knew, not me, I'm not a Pistons fan, but the Pistons knew that they were going to lose Malik Beasley, and he was so impactful last year as a three-point shooter. They knew they need more three-point shooting because they have Thompson, because they have Holland. They knew they were getting Jaden Ivey back, but they weren't sure what the three-point shooting, how that was going to translate back after the injury. So, rise up Pacers Nation. What's up, Pacers Nation? Bible said most important second, third option to me is Stewart. He is very important. Pacers Nation said this season has been a tough one for the Pacers due to injuries and Halliburton being out. But I'm so happy because we actually are going to end up with getting a first-round draft pick. Yeah, I mean, trading the Pistons trading for their draft pick back. Not the Pistons. The Pacers trading for their draft pick back during the finals. And then literally a couple of games later, Halliburton goes down, unfortunately. Is like, what did they know? What did they know, right? Who knows? Controversies abound recently, but it's part of the reason why Pacers Nation, I'm rooting for the Pacers to win, because I don't want to see a team that was just in the NBA Finals, a game away from winning a championship, get a super high lottery pick. So if you can drop down to like 7th or 8th and then not win the lottery, I'll be all right with that. Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? Duncan Robinson, I mean, he's kind of filled in the void. They needed another shooter to replace the Malik Beasley role. 40% from 3, we know Duncan Robinson is great. He and Malik Beasley shoot the 3 in different ways. Yes, they're both movement shooters. Yes, they're both catch and shoot guys. Yes, they're both incredible off-ball movers and big threats from 3. The difference is that Malik Beasley has a much quicker release and has less of a conscience, is how we'll phrase it, right? He has less of a conscience when getting three-point shots up. So he can get them up faster with more consistency and whatnot. And he also shoots it a little bit better than Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is still also an elite three-point shooter. The difference is that Duncan Robinson can do a little bit more than what Malik Beasley does. A little bit more active defensively. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's much better attacking closeouts and getting into the lane and either finishing or playmaking coming from the Miami system. He has just more of a better feel off the bounce than Malik Beasley ever did. So kind of fits them a little bit better. Again, it's just a little bit of an adjustment and a different play style. So now that he is kind of back doing his thing with the with the Pistons back in a regular role. Whereas before he was starting, then coming back off the bench, then starting, then coming back off the bench just because of all the injuries and players that were in and out. Robinson can now kind of settle back into his true role. Just that's a Big Ben getting his number retired tonight. Cool. Maybe said we don't root for Indiana. You can do whatever you want. I'm rooting for Indiana because that is what's best to root against Indiana in the long run, right? I have to root for their success so that they don't get one of the top 3 or 4 picks in this draft, brother. You have to root for Indiana this year. You absolutely have to. This draft is too stacked, right? By rooting for Indiana to win this year, I'm actually rooting against Indiana for the future. Maybe say you don't root for the Heat, you don't root for the Pacers, you don't root for the Celtics. Brother, by rooting for the Pacers, you're rooting against the Pacers in the long run. I can't root for the Pacers to lose basketball games. They have their draft pick. I can't root for them to get AJ DeBanisto or Cam Boozer or Darren Peterson or any of these top lottery guys, because these guys would absolutely change a team that was 1 game away from winning a championship and make them a favorite in the Eastern Conference next year, in which our Knicks are there. So I have to root for them, and by doing that, I'm actually rooting against them. Bible said I get the logics. right, we're getting there. Jared Ramirez, what's up, Jared? Rise up, Pacers Nation said, I'm going to just keep praying for the Pacers, God willing, hopefully. They will win the NBA Finals 2027, finish the story. Other than that, I pray the Knicks and Spurs have a good game tomorrow. Appreciate you, Pacers Nation. Appreciate you, brother. Doug Fresh, what's up, Doug Fresh? Jared said, thanks for taking the time to stream for us. Hey, man, thanks for taking the time to hang out with me, man. Thank you. Susan said, I'm definitely going to be a coach versus coach game tomorrow. I mean, I guess, yeah, because especially when you have Wembanyama coming off the bench, it's going to be an interesting game. Because how do the matchups sort of play themselves out with Wemby not starting but then coming in, right? Because you have Mitch coming in the game at that time. Is Mitch the best option to guard Wemby? How are the Knicks going to be able to match up with Wemby, especially with him coming off the bench? Lolo Ziha? What's up, Lolo? We get over to Caris LeVert now. This is the last game we want to cover for the Pistons, and then we're going to have to run real quick through the Celtics. I mean, they don't have as many rotation players to go over, but we get to Caris LeVert. Caris LeVert, 9.3 points per game off the bench, 1.7 rebounds, 2.8 assists. He is just an absolute wild card. I believe I wrote it down here. LeVert is a huge wild card. He can, on one night, actively hurt your team's chances of winning the basketball game. And then on the other night, he can single-handedly secure a victory for you, whether it's through his playmaking, his ball handling, his scoring ability, his shooting ability. He's shooting 42% from three-point range this year. It's not on a ton of volume, but my man has been knocking it down with consistency so far this year. Even the field goal percentage is nice and high at 46.5%, which is solid. Free throw percentage is not there yet. But he's the kind of guy who, on one night he's got 5, and then on another night he's got 25. Right? So you never really know what you get from him. You have to guard him, but at the same time, he's the kind of guy you want to have the ball in the hands, but Bible said, you could do this for pay-per-views. I'm telling you, this is going to be really, really be your career bigger than any normal announcer because you're worldwide. Yeah, I've thought about, after basketball season, like keeping the community active by jumping around and doing other sports or other kind of events and whatnot. The issue is that I know basketball best. It is my favorite sport. It is the sport I've played, or the sport I've spent the most time watching, analyzing. I listen to podcasts all day about basketball, so I know basketball. Whether I have good takes or not, like I have the ability to back up an opinion I have, right? Whether I'm correct in something or not, I at least have the ability to sort of have the debate about it, right? I never presume to be right about things. I try to tell you guys all the time, like, I may push back heavily on something because that's truly what I believe, but that doesn't necessarily, I'm like, you're wrong and I'm right. It's just always like, well, this is why, like, the data says this, or the eye test says this, or whatever. I can't necessarily do that with other sports, right? Like, I'm a very casual football fan. I'm a very casual baseball fan. I'm a very casual like sports combat fan, like UFC or boxing or anything like that. Even like WWE and wrestling stuff, like very casual about enjoying those things, right? Like every now and again, I'll look online and on Twitter to kind of keep up, like, oh, that happened in wrestling the other day. All right, cool, moving on, right? So, Doug Fresh said we signed Dink. Do you think we should sign Dink, Doug Fresh, or are you telling me that they did sign Dink? Because I'll go to Twitter right now. I'm a big fan of Dink Pate. Sons Jen, what's up, Sons Jen? They did? Oh, now you're gonna make me look it up, Doug Fresh. Hold on, we do have to go through the Celtics. We'll run through it real quick. They don't have as many role guys that I've made player graphics for, just because they have just such an eclectic group of two-way contract. That's what I'm talking about. Who did they had to waive somebody then, right? Was it like Tosan and Woma? That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm going to it. Going to Twitter. I got Ian Begley loaded up here. There we go. There we go. Ian Begley, let me know. I got the notification right here. See, I wouldn't have normally known it. He didn't let us know. He didn't let us know. So now I have to look up Dink Pate. I don't see it here, brother. Looks like he's still signed to the G League. I don't see it here. You got me too excited. You got me too excited, Doug Fresh. Karen, appreciate you, Karen. Hope you're having a good time. Just that said, so much for Rochester selling tickets. If you said, anyone nervous about the game tomorrow? Not nervous. The game doesn't count towards the record, so go out there and hoop. Go out there and hoop. I haven't seen. I'm not gonna get too excited until I see it officially. But I'm very excited for Dink Pate. Very excited for Dink Pate. Ton of potential there. Anyway, let's get through the Celtics here before we get to the tip-off. We have what? Normally they'd have it on screen. They don't have the screen. Oh, they do. 5 minutes. We can run through the Celtics in 5 minutes. We got Jaylen Brown, who's having a phenomenal year. Damn near, actually, 50% from the field, 49.9. 36.5% from three-point range. 37. I'm gonna round it up for my boy. 37% from three-point range for Jaylen Brown here this season. 79% from the foul line. He's been phenomenal. I mean, he's stepped it up in almost every way. Almost 30 points per game average right now. 29.1, 6, 5 assists so far to 3.6 turnovers. Turnovers are high, but I wrote down here, it's, the counting stats are up, and we all predicted that the counting stats would be up without Jason Tatum. The ball's going to be in his hands. He's the best player on the team now. They lost a lot of talent between Holiday and Porzingis, and then obviously Tatum and Horford and all those guys. So the opportunity was going to be there for Jaylen Brown to put up higher counting stats. The thing we were always going to watch is the turnovers, and that was predictably also going to be high. It's a little too high, but 3.5 is like the ceiling of where I'm like, okay, I get 3.5. You're a very high usage guy. It's high, but it's understandable. Once you start getting to 4, like where Cade Cunningham is where it's like, all right, this is too high. You got to cut back on these turnovers, big dog. This is holding you back. 3.6 for Jaylen Brown with the kind of usage that he has makes sense. The thing that is most impressive with Jaylen Brown is this is like some of the best efficiency of his entire career so far, and he's doing it as a more on-ball guy without the outlet of another star player to play alongside of. His second best player is Derek White, who's very good. Just, he's like that borderline all-star level guy. So, Rise of Patience Nation said, are you going to stream the 2026 NBA draft next year? I will be streaming the draft. We streamed the draft the last 2 seasons, the last 2 drafts we streamed. We will be streaming the next draft. The draft is my favorite time is my favorite NBA event outside of actual playing basketball. My favorite event. Jaylen Brown's been fantastic so far this year. He's been automatic from the mid-range. Maybe there's a little bit of regression as the season goes on for him, but he's been phenomenal so far this year. He's been much better than I think most people would have considered he was going to be. And he's been great leading this team. The Celtics are a little bit better than I think what a lot of people thought they would be. If you come to the preseason and listen to me ramble, if you were here for the preseason, I've been very high on the Celtics. I was like, don't underestimate the heart of a champion. They're good. They're solid. Very good coach. Still have a talented roster for the most part. They get a couple of contributions from some of the younger guys. They'll be right there. They'll be right there battling for a top 6 seed. It's not like there's a ton of talent out there in the East. So they'll be there. They will be a playoff team, in my opinion. I don't think they'll drop down to the play-in. It's definitely possible. But with, the idea of Jason Tatum looming, right, that he might possibly be able to come back, I think they're going to continue to play hard, get into the playoffs with Jason Tatum around, and see what they can do. Judge, that's it. Precious 7 for 7 yesterday for the Kings. Anything you do for the Kings is not going to matter for the rest of the NBA world just because it's the Kings, right? It's the Kings. It's like basketball Siberia right now. There's like nothing. There's nothing going on with the Kings. Pacers Nation said, I kind of don't want to see OKC go back-to-back in the NBA Finals. I believe it's time to give other team who hasn't won a championship a chance. I mean, that's been the case for the last 6-7 years, right? 6 years in a row we're on now with a brand new champion. So I'd like to see the trend continue to go. I would like to see that. AP said, hopefully the Knicks will pick a player. Hopefully. They need some young talent, right, AP? They need some young talent. And we're getting ready to the tip-off here, and I still have a couple players to go. Derek White, we know what to expect from Derek White. I will say the efficiency is on the rise for Derek White. Field goal percentage going up, three-point percentage going up. He had an awful start to the year. He's starting to round back into form, getting used to playing without Holiday, without Tatum, and he's kind of the second go-to guy. So garnering more attention, he's getting used to garnering that attention and now figuring out how to play out of it. We got the Payton Pritchard, who, like Derek White, got off to a slow start. Again, getting used to a new role as the starting point guard. He's going to garner more attention. He's got tougher matchups, all of the things. But the percentages are on the rise, 44.3% from the field, 34% from three-point range. It's starting to get back to what you would expect. Jordan, Jewel, what's up, Jordan? I'm going to run through them real quick. Running a little slow here. I had a lot to talk about. We didn't have a stream yesterday, so we got a lot to talk about. But we get to Anthony Simons, the sixth man off the bench. You get the sense that Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics don't love Anthony Simons' play style and what he can bring to the team. They value the fact he's a good basketball player. He can still give you buckets. Shooting it well from three-point range, 39.2% is solid for a guard off the bench. But obviously, a lot of people always bring up the fact that he's probably trade fodder for this Celtics team. We'll see what they do as now the trade season officially opens here December 15th and moving on until February 3rd. All right, so you got about a month and a half of trade rumors and speculations and possibilities of these guys moving around. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? We get to Sam Hauser. We know Sam Hauser, one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. Defense super underrated. Three-point shooting has always been there. Shooting at 34.2%. Not getting the level of looks that he did previously on those teams, but Sam Hauser, still a dynamic shooter where if you leave him open, it's probably going in. So teams are doing a much better job of running him off the line. Jordan Walsh is getting the start along with Neemias Quaid, Derek White, Payton Pritchard, and Jaylen Brown, a fully healthy Celtics team going up against a nice and healthy Pistons team. We get over to Chris Boucher, who's no longer part of the rotation, so we don't even have to cover him anymore. Right? We don't even have to cover it anymore. We got the Neemias Quaid, who's been fantastic so far this year. One of the most underrated rim-running big men right now. Seems like the Celtics have found a diamond in the rough. And then we get to Jordan Walsh, who's now in the starting lineup. He's been a complete revelation so far this year. He's been phenomenal. As we get to the tip-off, we're going to be able to watch him and dissect him a little bit more. Here we go. Running a little bit late, but we are here. They get into Derek White. And that was the last guy I wanted to cover anyway. Obviously, I didn't get to say as much as I would like to say about these guys, but they get it to Jaylen Brown, mid-post, being guarded by Duncan Robinson. He's obviously got the advantage. Step back, baseline, fall-away jumper, knocks it down as Jaylen Brown has been doing all season long. K. Hazy, what's up, K. Hazy? Let's get the game cast going for you guys, too. My bad. Cunningham gets it over to Harris. Harris being guarded by Derek White. Interesting matchup there. They got Jordan Walsh chasing around Cunningham. They get it over to Harris. Harris dancing with it against White. Stop, hesitates, driving it down. Off glass, got it to go. Tobias Harris making something out of nothing. Excellent finish over the shot blocker in Quaid. Brown steps back, gets ran into by Tobias Harris. Can't get the jumper to go, but he will go to the foul line for two as Harris just ran right into him. Shows that said bald ref too. Baldies everywhere. Come on, dog. Just that said Walsh and White will be blinding us. Hey, man, sometimes you can't control it. Actually, all the time. You can't control it. Jaylen Brown knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. And it's already incredibly hot in here. Here we go. Jaylen Brown does miss the second free throw. Duncan Robinson with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. They get it over to Cunningham. Cunningham up top being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh has been, awesome defensively. He's getting the start here on Cunningham. They swing it out to Duncan Robinson. Wide open left wing threes. Deep, though, when he does splash and nothing but net, that is what Duncan Robinson was brought here to do. He knocks it down. Here comes Jaylen Brown bringing it down the other way. In the left, coming to his left. Step back, fall away mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. Derek White battling for it. Knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Pistons. Suns Jen said, I see a bald man and I appreciate their honesty. As a part of the bald coalition, brother, sometimes you don't have a choice. Cunningham has it up top. Right? Jaylen Brown, he's just got to drop the top. Jalen Suggs, he got to drop the top. Cunningham weaving his way into the lane. They kick it out to Harris, wide open left wing three. Can't get it to go. Jaylen Brown with the rebound on the weak side. Hit ahead to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. Stops, swings it out. Jordan Walsh pump fakes, and he steps on the sideline. Out of bounds. Ball going back to the Pistons here. Almighty Alpha, what's up, Almighty? Rise up, Pacers. They just said, I believe I should keep praying for the Pacers before every game. They struggles all the time. I think they kind of want to struggle right now. You know, they want as high as pick as possible. Duren has it up top, attacking Quaid off the bounce. Stops, leans in, off glass. Got it to go for Jalen Duren. Muscling his way to the paint. Excellent finish over the shot blocker, and Quaid went right through his chest. Pritchard on the left wing up top to Walsh. Walsh coming to his right up the Quaid screen. Stops, in and out dribble, loses the handle. Leaves it off to Pritchard. Pritchard attacking Ausar Thompson now. Coming to his right, Robinson switches onto him, driving it down. Mid-range pull-up jumper, looking for a foul. Doesn't get it, but he does knock down the little pull-up jumper. Great shot for Payne Pritchard there. 2-point game, 9:40 to go. Cunningham coming to his left off the Duren screen, leaves it off to Thompson. Coming to his right in the lane, stops, leaves it off to Duren. Duren attacking Quaid off the bounce, goes right through his chest again, goes up, and gets blocked out of bounds by Quaid at that time. Great defense from Nemias Quaid. Because that's had been balled once. Boot camp? Yeah, and you had the option. Because you grew it back, didn't you? Sometimes you don't have the option. Because that's it. Walsh pestering Cade. How long will that last? We'll see. Walsh has been a dynamic defender so far this year. Part of the reason why he's back he's not back. He's in the starting lineup now, like kind of officially. He's part of their starting unit. They swing it out to Walsh, left corner, loses the handle, picks it back up. Harris, by the way, missed the jump shot again for the Pistons. They swing it out. Pritchard, a right wing three, and Payton Pritchard 2 for 2 from the floor. That's big for the Boston Celtics as they now take a 1-point lead. 9 minutes to go. Thompson has it on the left wing. He's going to quickly look to attack Brown. Back up top to Cunningham. Coming to his left of the screen. Stops, pulls it back out. Dancing with it against Walsh. Now coming to his left of the Duren screen. Pull up three for Cade Cunningham. Got it to go. That's what you want to see if you're a Pistons fan. You want to see him confidently shoot that three-point shot. They're trying to keep you out of the paint. Got to be able to knock it down from three because they'll give it to you. Brown has it up top, coming to his left, off the Quaid screen. Taking it back to his right hand, down the lane, stops, spins, kicks it out. Pritchard, no hesitation, three over Thompson. Oh, Payne Pritchard has it going here tonight. None of his shots so far have hit the rim. 2 perfect threes, and then that perfect mid-range jumper he had earlier. None of them have hit the rim so far. Cunningham spins off of Jordan Walsh, gets a free reign of the basket. Quaid has to come over, and Cunningham easily lobs it up to Jalen Duren for the easy two-handed putback. Not putback, but two-handed dunk. Derek White bringing it down against Cunningham. Coming to his left, hands it off to Walsh. Cunningham switches onto him. Walsh gets it out to Brown. Brown up top. Being guarded by Harris. Spins to his right. Stops behind the back. At the foul line. Pump fake. Kicks it out. Jordan Walsh. A straightaway three. Not a strength of his game, but he knocks it down right there. Jordan Walsh. And the Celtics, a heck of a start to the game tonight as we get a Pistons full timeout. That is now 3 threes for the Boston Celtics as Joe Mazzulla immediately comes out and starts talking to Jordan Walsh, likely about that defensive missed rotation he had on Cade Cunningham that gave him the wide open lane of the basket. Don't want to do too many of those. Just that's an 8 on net. Yeah, 2 threes in that little midi jump shot, floater looking thing that he shot was nothing but net. All 3 of them have been absolutely pure from Payne Pritchard so far. Bible said, my notification just told me you're live. Shaking my head so late. Nothing I could do about YouTube. That's on the YouTube side. Martin Berishaj? What's up, Martin? So let's go Detroit Pistons. We got a Pistons fan in the chat. Appreciate you. I don't have a dog in this fight. Just hope we get a good game today. Just that's a ceiling scrapers. He does have a high arcing shot. He does. Does get that thing up there. Sometimes there's a smaller play like Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride shoots a little bit of a moonball as well. Right? Sometimes as a smaller guard, it benefits you trying to get it up higher to avoid some of the taller shot blockers in the league. Not even shot blockers, just the taller players with longer wingspans. Helps you get the shot over those wingspans to start. Sometimes it benefits smaller guards like that to shoot those moonballs. Sometimes. Dog Catcher, what's up, Dog Catcher? Elijah Fountain? What's up, Elijah? Win Pistons? We'll see. Should be a good close game all the way through. I don't want to see no blowouts. I don't want to see no 10-point leads. Maybe 10-point lead. 10-point lead's not that bad. for either side. Right? 10-point lead is nowadays is like a 3-point lead back, a 4-point lead back in the day. Like it's 2 threes and you're right back into it. Elijah said, I'm trying to hear the Pistons win. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping for a good game. Martin said, what color uniforms are the two teams wearing tonight? I'll let you know when we come back. I'll let you know. Because that's an impressive start for both sides. So far, Harris starts 1 for 3, is 0 for 2 from 3-point range. Cunningham hit a 3, which is very important for the Pistons. Duncan Robinson hit a 3, to be expected. That is his role. Duren has looked very aggressive offensively here, trying to tag Neemias Queta. Queta has so far held up his end of the bargain for the most part. He does have 1 block on Duren. Duren 2 for 3 from the floor. Martin said, what color uniforms are these two teams wearing? I'll let you know, brother. I'll let you know. I think I read that already. My bad. Just as that undrafted Duncan. Division III basketball player Duncan Robinson. Crazy story for Duncan Robinson. Division III, played Division III basketball. Fully expected that was probably going to be the end of his high-level basketball playing career. Had an opportunity. Worked out for a couple teams, right? And just slowly worked his way into the league, and now he's one of the premier shooters in the world. The Celtics are in their white jerseys. Pistons are wearing their blue and red jerseys. Here comes Detroit bringing it down after the timeout. Cunningham in the lane, loses the handle, picks it up, and Jaylen, Jordan Walsh just rips it right out of his hands. Hit ahead to Brown, Euro steps to the paint, gets chased down, blocked by Duren, and then out of bounds off of Jordan Walsh. Incredible play there for both the Celtics, for Jordan Walsh to strip Cunningham, and then for Jalen Duren to hustle back and get the chase down block on Jaylen Brown. Incredible basketball there. Underground, Banglapshi? What's up, Underground? Thompson gets it over to Cunningham. Cunningham gets it over to Robinson, left corner, pump fakes. Now puts it up. Comes up short. He was looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. Loose ball. Derek White can hold on to it as he accidentally kicks it out of bounds. The ball will stay here with the Pistons. Elijah said, damn, he was D3. He was Division III. He was played Division III basketball. He fully expected that was going to be the end of his career. I think he was going to work his way into being possibly a sports media. He was in sports media. He was going to be like an analyst or try to become part of the broadcast in some way. As Harris misses a 3, drives it down, loses the handle out of bounds, it's going to stay here with the Pistons. It's a great story about Duncan Robinson. If you're interested, just look it up and go read on it. They lob it over the top of Duren. Hands it off back to Cunningham. Coming to his left, middle of the lane. Beautiful pass fake, no look inside to Thompson, who knocks down the shot and draws the foul from Jordan Walsh. He's going to go to the foul line for 1 more. So Thompson's at the foul line for 1 more free throw here. His dad said, what was that, Duncan? The 3 he jacked up there? I think he was looking for a foul because Prayne Pritchard has like his hands on his abdomen there. Battle for the loose ball after Thompson missed the rebound, and they call the foul on Queta. Jalen Duren has been a huge force down low so far here tonight. His dad said, had to been merchandising. Hugo Gonzalez comes in for Jordan Walsh already. Was that a foul on Jordan Walsh? Is that a second? Coming out pretty early. Duncan Robinson has it up top. They get it over to Cunningham, being guarded by the rookie Gonzalez. Cunningham has it on the right wing, being guarded by Gonzalez. Step back 3. He hit 1 earlier, and that's 2 in a row from 3-point range for Cade Cunningham. Him knocking down the 3 is a huge development for him. I forgot to give Ausar Thompson that layup he hit. for the and one. So it's 17-14 now. 3-point lead for the Detroit Pistons. Rick Flames, what's up, Rick? Rick Flames said, you said you don't have a dog in the race. Do you feel some kind of way everything Boston does good or bad? Do I feel some kind of way everything Boston does good or bad? I still have opinions on the game, brother. I'm just looking for a good basketball game. If you ask me who's my favorite, I like the Pistons more than I like the Celtics. But my favorite team is the Knicks. So the Pistons have the best record in the East. I would like the Knicks to have the best record in the East. So I would like to see the Pistons lose. But I don't really care either way. That is the outcome that works best for my fandom. Derek White has it up top, coming to his right, kicks it out to Brown, pump fakes, steps back, loses the handle. Duren, again, huge defensive play over to Cunningham, over to Harris on the fast break, two-handed slam. As the Pistons get out and run, Celtics call a full timeout, want to talk some things over. Really sloppy play there for Boston. Jalen Duren has been literally doing it all, guarding Jaylen Brown out on the perimeter, diving for loose balls, snagging rebounds, blocking shots, drawing fouls, finishing in the lane. Jalen Duren has been awesome so far tonight. Going to be interesting to see how Boston's going to be able to match up with him. With Neemias Queta, I believe he's already out of the game. He's still in the game. But Neemias Queta, he's really their only big man on the roster and has really the only chance of guarding Jalen Duren tonight. So, going to be interesting to see. Maybe Mazzulla will match Queta and Duren's minutes. So. Doug Fresh said Detroit is tough. They are tough, man. They are tough. Pacers Nation said, I'm a diehard Pacers fan, but I'm also a huge fan of the Atlanta Hawks as well. Because one of my teachers who I have strong connections with, his brother Peter Dinwiddie is vice president of the Hawks. Wow, that's a heck of a connection right there, brother. His dad said, complaint to the rest full effect. 19 already. 19 for the Pistons. Their offense is moving and grooving right now. And often when you're a good defensive team, you can allow your defense to lead the offense. And that's part of what has led to their success tonight. Defense has been absolutely fantastic. Flying around, getting stops, snagging rebounds, blocking shots, getting steals is allowing them to get out on the fast break and get some easy baskets. I will say, though, Cade Cunningham, we talked about it, sub 30% from three-point range. Going 2 for 2 to start tonight from three-point range is an incredible sign for Detroit's offense. Doug Bryce said, I love defense. It is what makes basketball entertaining, right? If defense wasn't important, we would have the same level of fun just watching guys in an open gym shoot uncontested shots. That's not what makes basketball fun. What makes basketball fun is a guy defending the heck out of the ball and then an offensive guy trying to score on a guy defending the heck out of the ball, right? Oftentimes in the NBA, because guys are so talented, good offense will always be good defense. Almost all the time, right? So you need a great defense to stop good offense. And the Pistons, they've been playing some great defense so far. Stir Show said Pistonians get the W. We'll see. Mark June what's up, Mark? Who you got, Rockets versus Nuggets? I think the Rockets are going to be able to pull it off just because the Nuggets are missing Aaron Gordon. They're still missing Christian Brown. I just think that's too much to overcome against a really good Rockets team who is going to be mostly healthy tonight. They are going to be missing Tari Eason. They've been missing Dorian Finney-Smith all season long. They're going to continue to miss him. But with Denver missing some really key guys, I'm gonna give the edge to the Houston Rockets. And Denver won the last one, so I'll give the edge to the Rockets tonight. Queta has it up top. Here we go. We're back into it. 6:30 to go, approaching the halfway point here in the first quarter. Hands it off to Simons, down the lane, kicks it out. Pritchard, right corner, being guarded by Ivey, who's now checked in. Pritchard pulls it back out. Dancing with it, coming to his right, stops, crosses over to his left in the lane, pump fake, little fall away at the foul line, got it to go again. Did not touch the net, did not touch the rim. Nothing but net there for Payton Pritchard. His 4 shots have refused to touch the rim so far. Completely pure basketball game from Payne Pritchard so far. Duren has it up top. They get it over to Harris. Harris down the lane. Stops. Pulls it back out to Cunningham. Swings through to his left. Back over to Harris. Harris picks up his handle. Gets it back out to Cunningham. Crosses over. Dancing with it. Coming to his right. Crosses back over to his left. Step back three for Cunningham. Can he make it three in a row? In and out on that time. Can't get it to go. Quaid with the rebound. Gets it over to Pritchard. Now over to Brown. Brown bringing it down in transition. Trying to push the pace. In and out dribble. Stops. Pulls it back out. Good defense from the Pistons to get back. Over to Quaid. Now over to Pritchard. Coming to his right. Pritchard picks up his handle. Swings it over to Simons. Simons up top. Ivey switches onto him. Simons going to look to dance. Crosses over to his right. Stops. Pulls it back out. Now coming to his left. In and out dribble. Down the lane. Throws up a tough contested floater, and he got it to go down. Again, great defense. But great offense will be great defense. That wasn't even great offense. Sometimes just good offense will be great defense. That's how talented the league is right now. They get it over to Thompson. Thompson down the lane. Loses the handle. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pistons here. It'll look like it went off of Hugo Gonzalez out of bounds. Cunningham will inbound it. Stewart is in the game. They lob it over the top to Stewart. Goes up. Can't get the finish. Fight for the rebound. Quaid able to pick it up. And they hand it off to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. They have the Stewart and a Duren lineup out there right now. Trying to play bully ball against a smaller Celtics team right now. But Jaylen Brown said, you can play bully ball all you want. I'm going to take Cade Cunningham down into the paint. Get the and one layup to go anyway. Jaylen Brown going to the foul line for one more. Just moved Cade Cunningham out of the way. Pacers Nation said, watching the Pacers play at the moment is sad. I believe it would be best if I just take a break from watching their games and stay locked in my prayers for Pacers in a comeback next season. I mean, there's still stuff to watch, right? Still got young players like Ben Shepherd, like Ben Mathurin, Nembhard. See the kind of rise he's going to have. You're going to be good next year, brother. You're going to be good. Brown knocks down his and one free throw. Cunningham gets it over to LeVert, who's now checked in. Over to Cunningham, back to Ivey. Celtics are in a 1-3-1 zone, it looks like. They swing it out to LeVert, up top to Cunningham. His 4-3 comes up short on that one. He's now 2 for 4 from three-point range. Quaid clears with the rebound. Here comes Brown bringing it down the other way. Brown on the right wing, crossing over. Step back, has nowhere to go. Stewart steps out to guard him. Back to Brown quickly. He's going to look to take Stewart off the bounce. Driving to his left. Step back, crossing over to his right. In the lane, goes up, righty layup. Got it to go over Stewart. Jaylen Brown continues to be dynamic off the bounce here tonight. Cunningham bringing it down the other way. Gonzalez stepping up to guard him. And they revert back to that 1-3-1 zone. Duren has it in the lane. Kicks it out to Ivey. Ivey a three over Pritchard. Can't get that one to go. Quaid with the rebound. They're keeping the Pistons out of the paint and forcing them to shoot jump shots right now, especially with Duncan Robinson out. It's important that the Pistons are going to be able to knock them down. So far, they missed their last couple. Brown pulls it back out with Stewart guarding him again. Brown saying, all right, bring it here. Crosses over to his left. Stop, leans in, spins. All the way foul line jumper. Great defense from Stewart, but better offense yet again from Jaylen Brown. Another example of great defense, just better offense beating it. Ivey, quick hesitation move, gets into the lane, kicks out to LeVert. Simons runs him off the line. They kick it back out to Ivey. Ivey in the lane, stops in the paint, pump fake, tries to shovel it over to Duren, gets knocked out of the air. Here comes Simons bringing it down the other way. Driving to his left, pulls it back out, hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Simons. He puts up the three over Ivey. Simons feeling it. Way off on that one. Was nowhere near the rim. Shot up an air ball. Here comes Duren bringing the ball down in the lane. Kicks it out. LeVert wide open. Left corner three. They're daring him to shoot. He obliges and completely misses. Almost shoots up an air ball himself. Here comes Pritchard bringing it down the other way. He has it up top, dancing with it. Now he's going to pull it out and run some half-court offense. Pritchard, stop, half spin, dancing with it. Pulls it back. A step back three. Comes up short. Takes an awkward bounce and it goes out of bounds. A little bit of a heat check shot there for Payton Pritchard. Don't know about that one. Rose Pierre said, my fave finals would be Spurs versus Pistons for the sake of good style basketball. It would make for a good finals. Daniel Tilson. What's up, Daniel? Dennis Jenkins has subbed in here for the Pistons. Cunningham to the bench for the first time tonight. They get over to LeVert. LeVert down the lane. Kicks it back out to Jenkins. Swings it over to Ivey. Ivey left corner three over Brown. Too strong, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Minot is in. And he fouls Stewart battling for the loose ball rebound. Just under 3 to go here. Celtics have built up a 6-point lead. And I believe the Pistons have remained scoreless for 3 minutes now, right? Weren't we at 6 minutes and 30 seconds when we got the Celtics timeout and they had 19 points and they're still stuck on 19 points? LeVert has it up top. They get it to nobody. LeVert throws it away. Minot picks up the steal. They get it over to Derek White. Dribbles it off his own foot again. Thankfully, right back to Simons. Now up top to Brown. Brown being guarded by Dennis Jenkins. Going to put him right in the post. Walking him down to that foul line. They bring a double team. Swings it out. Hugo Gonzalez. Wide open right corner three. Yo, dare him to shoot that. He misses it. Now here comes LeVert bringing it down the other way. They get over to Jenkins. Jenkins, in and out dribble. Coming to his left. Blowing past Brown. Now pulls it back out. Good defense from the Celtics to force him to kick it out. Over to Ron Holland. They're going to dare him to shoot. He obliges. He can't get it to go. Minot with the rebound. Here comes Simons. Both teams jacking up threes now. Neither of them knocking it down with consistency. Brown bringing it down the other way. LeVert's going to pick him up. Crossover. Step back. Pump fake. Leans in. Kicks it out. Gonzalez tries again from the right corner. But this time he knocks it down. I was like, why is he shooting it again? That's why he's shooting it again. As the Celtics have taken a 9-point lead here and a full timeout from the Pistons is required to slow them down right now. 28-19. Pistons struggling to score right now. Struggling to put points up on the board. Again, we've gone over 3 minutes now without the Detroit Pistons scoring the basketball. Rough outing. Rose Pierce said maybe some Knicks versus Pistons. That's more my style. I mean, we're gonna get a preview of it tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a fun night. 8:30 start time. It's crazy the lineup that Detroit has out right now. Nobody in this lineup has scored yet. Duncan Robinson is just going to sub in here. He's hit 1-3 earlier in the game. As for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown's going to sub out for the first time. Ausar is going to come in. Almighty opposite. Who's getting 30 points tomorrow? We know JB. We know JB is going to show up. The bigger the game, the better he plays. So we know he'll be there, coming off a 40 ball against the Magic. Here we go. Detroit's going to bring it down. Dennis Jenkins, ball in hand, being guarded by Gonzalez. And Gonzalez immediately reaches in and fouls right away. Okay. Jordan Jewell with the Jordan. Let's go Celtics. Here they go, brother. Here they go. Pistons will inbound it. Get it into Holland. Down the lane. Throws up a floater. Can't get it to go. Stewart battling on the glass for the rebound. Rips it right out of the hands of Josh Minot and throws down an easy two-handed hammer. Just too big, too strong there for Isaiah Stewart. He steps out to guard Minot. Stewart's trying to bring the energy for his team. Trying to get them something. Got them hustle points on the other end. Simons bounce pass to Minot. Minot tried to deliver the bounce pass to Hugo Gonzalez, but kicked by the Pistons. They'll say kick ball. It's going to remain with the Celtics. Bible said not with Castle defense. Hey, we've seen Jalen Brunson go up against literally the best defenders in the league. It don't really matter who's out there. He's going to cook any one of them. They're just going to make it difficult for him. He's still going to get his. I'll tell you that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Pistons knock it out of bounds again. Celtics are going to have to inbound it. K. Hazy says Stewart looks crazy. He's done a really good job this year. You got to give him a shout out. He's done a really good job here of maintaining his composure. They inbounded to Hauser. He turns and fires. Can't get down when to go. Long rebound. Battle for it. And a foul on LeVert. Trying to hold off Baylor Shireman. Second-year player. But Stewart, I want to give some flowers to Isaiah Stewart. Right? I want to give him some credit. Last year kind of defined him as just like this chaotic, emotional, out of control guy who can, completely blow up a game with getting into it with guys over and over again. This year, he's still capable of doing that for sure, but he is much more calm, cool, and collected, right? Directing it towards being a good basketball player this year, and it's been great. It's been great for the Pistons. Anthony Simon off the inbound, drove it down to his left and drew the foul. He's at the foul line for 2 free throws now. Buddha, 6'8", What's up, Buddha? Audio issues? Am I having audio issues, everyone? Let me know. Almighty said, I got Brunson for 4 made threes and Anunoby 3 made threes. They're going to need it. They're going to need it against that Spurs team. Simon's knocked down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. 30-21. 9-point lead for the Celtics. LeVert has it up top. A little over a minute to go here in the first quarter. They get over to Robinson, curling off a Stewart screen in the corner. Ron Holland, an open 3. They're going to continue to dare him to shoot. That time he obliges, but he makes them pay by knocking it down. Stewart gets it over to Hauser, back to White, White, a pull-up 3, terrible shot, airballs it. Hugo Gonzalez chases it down, gets it back to Derek White. Derek White along the baseline, kicks it out to Shireman. Shireman up top to Simon. Simon's a 3. Good closeout from the Pistons there, excellent rotation. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Ron Holland able to pull it out, diving on it. Ron Holland able to hold on to it, though, and they get over to Stewart. Stewart over the top pass to Danis Jenkins. Jenkins bringing it down against Baylor Shireman. Crosses over to his right, down the lane, goes up, gets chased down, blocked by Derek White, and they say out of bounds off of the Celtics. Derek White pulling a LeBron there. Came out of literally nowhere. He was not on the screen. Came out of nowhere, hustling down the court and gets the chase down block on Danis Jenkins. With the left hand, too. A nice block from Derek White. They get over the top to Holland. Holland on the right wing. 30 seconds to go. They try to get it down low to Stewart. Anthony Simons was switched on to him. Stewart immediately ducked to the rim, and they call a foul on Simons on the pass attempt. Buddha said it was on me. I refreshed, and it's good. My bad. No problem, brother. No problem. Anything going wrong with your stream, let me know. Let me know. I'll try to fix it. Sometimes it is on my end. Stewart at the foul line. They're in the bonus. He knocks down the first one. Rose Pierce said, Adam Silver phone call, like, let's have a game with less than 10 free throws overall, shall we? Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers have made my ban list for now. There's always exceptions. But for now, the Lakers have made my ban list just because their games are really, really rough to watch with all the free throw shooting that they get between Luka, LeBron, and Reeves. And the fact that the Lakers get every call, it's really difficult to watch their games. The other night, we didn't do it. Last night, the Lakers took on the Suns, and it was another brutal game to watch with all the foul calls. Stewart missed the second free throw, by the way. Simon's driving it down. Mayweather, what's up, Mayweather? I'm back in the Pistons tonight. I don't think there's a bad team to back tonight. I think, both of these teams are pretty entertaining to watch. They play hard, they play well, they're good teams. See it going either way. 30-25, 5-point game. So 25 seconds to go. 13 on the shot clock. There was a problem with the shot clock, a malfunction. So they had to go and reset it here. 13 on the shot clock for the Celtics, 25 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Bible said second game better than the first. We'll see. Sometimes we get surprised. Simons looking to inbound it. Gets it into Derek White. Derek White up top, coming to his right up the Quaid, a screen who's checked in. Derek White dancing with it, a step back 3 off balance. Didn't matter. He splashes it, nothing but net for Derek White. Big time shot right there. Pistons looking to answer as they bring it down. Danis Jenkins up top, being guarded by Hugo Gonzalez. Celtics are back in that man-to-man. Are they? Or are they in the zone? Looks like they're in. Oh, no, they're back to man. Weird, kind of matchup zone. Maybe they were just. I was weird. I was trying to see what kind of coverage the Boston was in. Either way, Danis Jenkins dribbled into the mid-range, missed the fall-away jumper, grabbed his own offensive rebound, and then missed the little floater in the lane. So the end of the first quarter, we're sitting at 33-25. Dre, what's up, Dre? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait for tomorrow. 8:30 start time for tomorrow's championship game. NBA Cup champion will be crowned tomorrow. 8:30 start time. So we are always going live half hour before the show, or the official show for the pregame. Trying to run through every rotation player for both sides. Rose-Pierre, 43. 43? 43. Normally like to save going through the box scores for halftime, so we will go around the league, see what other action we have going on here tonight before we start the second quarter. Do we have another game tipped off? We don't have another game tipped off, but the Raptors, or another game that's ended, the Raptors and the Heat have tipped off here. They just started. Quickly is back in the lineup. Raptors sitting at 15-11. Miami is 14-11. Is RJ back, though, is the question. Toronto has been a fundamentally different team with RJ in versus RJ out. Check their injuries, and he remains out. We'll begin return to play activities this week. This is a big update for the Toronto Raptors because they are just they have been a completely different team without RJ. CEO King said, "How many fouls does Walsh have?" Yeah, so Walsh, I think he picked up 2 early fouls, which relegated him back to the bench. Hugo Gonzalez came in for him. Jordan Walsh, he have 2 fouls? He has the 2 fouls. Jordan Walsh with the all the way over here, 2 fouls for Jordan Walsh. So you said, did the Pistons play last night? I don't think so. I don't think the Pistons played last night. I don't think either team played last night. No, the last time they played was Friday. They've actually had 3 full days of rest. We watched that game. We watched the last time the Pistons played. I believe same for the Celtics. Celtics did not play the other night. Last time the Celtics played, they lost to Milwaukee. That was Thursday. So they've had 4 days of rest. 4 days of rest? Friday, Saturday, Sunday? 3.5. And the Pistons have had 2.5. Bible said, "I love our pregame." Appreciate you, Bible. Appreciate you. I put work on it. I did put work on it. Wanted to do a pregame. Wanted to figure out how I wanted to do it. And I like the way we do it. Definitely some improvements are needed, but as of right now, pretty good. I think pretty good thing we got going on. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Any word on McBride, or we wait until next game? I believe he's out. I don't think there's any upgrade on him. We'll see, but he's definitely not playing. I would highly. I shouldn't say definitely. I highly doubt he's going to play tomorrow. Yeah. So the Knicks are, they're still going to be without Shaman, without McBride. Their 2 best point of attack defenders, or 2 of their 3 or 4 best point of attack defenders, and their best, they're two of their best 3-point shooters. So big losses for the Knicks for sure. Cunningham has it on the right wing. We're back into it. Hits Duncan Robinson, cuts to the basket, and he lays it up and in over Queta. You got to get to that if you're Queta. Can't allow Duncan Robinson to finish over you. Derek White bringing it down the other way. Good start to the quarter for the Pistons. Hauser gets it over to Queta. Queta gets it over to Simon. Simon's on the right wing, being guarded by Javonte Green. Over to Derek White. Spots a first straightaway 3. Comes up short, but a foul is called on Ron Holland. Making contact with Derek White. Taking the jump shot. Going to send him to the foul line for 3 free throws. A bad foul. Very bad foul. Boston holding on to a 6-point lead here. Derek White at the foul line for 3. Can get it up to 9. Would be their highest lead of the game. Largest lead of the game. Knocks down the first one. Derek White's got 2 more coming. Fit, what's up, Fit? Derek White knocks down the second one. Got another one coming. Jordan Walsh is coming back in for Hugo Gonzalez here. Was absent most of that first quarter. LPB, what's up, LPB? Which Knick player would you least like to see have a Mahomes moment at the end of the NBA Cup? Come on, brother. Come on. Too soon. Here comes Cunningham bringing it down. Cunningham gets it over to Robinson. Robinson on the right wing. Get it up top to Stewart. Cunningham tries to lob it over the top. Jordan Walsh gets his hands on it, forces the turnover. Hauser lobs it over the top. Bad pass. Ends up back in the hands of Jordan Walsh. Goes up, lays it up and in, and the one on Duncan Robinson. And Jordan Walsh is fired up. Back into the game. Comes up with the steal, and then on the other end, outruns Cunningham and Robinson. Beats him to the loose ball after Cunningham knocked it loose. And then able to get the and one layup over Robinson. Jordan Walsh has been phenomenal since entering the rotation here. Now the starting lineup, and I don't know if he's going to come out of the starting lineup. It's been that good. And a double-figure lead has opened up for the Celtics here, 39-27. I forgot to give Derek White the previous free throw as well, as Cade Cunningham looks to answer as he spins in the lane and knocks down the little floater, knocking it back to 10 points. Largest lead of the game was 12. White gets it over to Simons. Simons dancing with it. Sidestep, step back three on the left wing. Not a good shot. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Walsh knocks it out of bounds. Going to go back to the Pistons with 10:40 to go. Fitz said, when is the Nets watch party? I don't know, but they've been playing well as of late. So they got an interesting game coming up. You know, I try to cover what I would think is the best game of the night. So if they ever have a game of the night where I think might be fun and competitive to watch, we'll watch it. I know they just had the 45-point victory over the Pistons. I mean, over the Bucks. Cunningham gets all the way to the lane, but just smokes a lefty layup there. Celtics catch a bit of a break. Derek White has it on the right wing, dancing with it, leaves it off. Jordan Walsh, right corner three. He's open. Can't get it to go too long. Cunningham secures the rebound on the weak side. Cross-court pass to Duncan Robinson, bringing it down. Robinson gets it over to Stewart. Stewart hesitates, then fires a straightaway three. Can't get it to go. Jordan Walsh secures the rebound. He is all over the place. Hit ahead to Derek White. In and out dribble. Driving to his left. Spins to his right. Spins back to his left. In the lane. Leaves it off to Quaida. Quaida throws up the one-handed floater. Bouncing on the rim a couple of times. Can't get it to go. Ron Holland with the rebound. Bringing it down the other way. Holland trying to turn on the Jets. Quick crossover to his left. All the way to the basket. Gets chased down. Blocked by Quaida. But they call the foul on Derek White. And Hauser comes up limping. He's going to go right back to the bench. American Citizen, what's up, American Citizen? Jordan Walsh has been on a tear, dude. He's been phenomenal. He's been, like, better than good. He's been phenomenal. I mean, the energy, the effort. Celtics, you know, obviously they drafted him a couple of years ago. He's finally rounding into what his NBA role is. He's been awesome. He's been awesome. I'm so upset. I love Jordan Walsh coming out of Arkansas in his draft class. I really liked him. I wanted my team to draft him. And now I think people are seeing why. I am correct. I have been proven correct in my assessment of him coming out of Arkansas. Cade Cunningham knocked down both free throws. They get over to Brown. He's back in, attacking. Pump fake, steps through, kicks it out to Baylor Shireman. A left wing three. In and out, can't get it to stay. Ron Holland, yet another rebound, bringing it down the other way. Holland doing a good job of rebounding and pushing the pace. They get it down low to Cunningham in the lane, kicks it out. Javonte Green, a right corner three, splashes it, nothing but net. And here come the Pistons, right back into it. 5-point game, 39-34. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Cunningham. Crosses over to his right, trying to get it to Brown. They do get it to Brown. Brown being guarded by Duncan Robinson. Brown dancing with it, coming to his right. Now crossing over to his left, step back, pump fake, steps through with the foul line, puts it up, got it to go. He's got Duncan Robinson leaning and jumping everywhere. Easily steps through and knocks down the floater. Cunningham quickly looking to attack the other way, gets all the way to the basket, smokes yet another layup, loose ball. Stewart able to pick it up and gets the lefty layup to go. Isaiah Stewart never quitting on that play. Second missed layup for Cade Cunningham on that end. Brown up top, cross-court pass to Derek White. Derek White hands it off to Simons. Simons picks up his handle, gets it back to Derek White. Left corner three for him. Fading out of bounds, can't get it to go. Was not on balance. And then Baylor Shireman knocks the loose ball rebound out of bounds. Ball going back to the Pistons here. We're never restarted the timer. My bad. 8:25 to go exactly. Yeah, I said, didn't the Bulls start 5-0? They did. They did. They did. They got off to an incredibly hot start. And I think, like a lot of people predicted, fell right back down to earth. Although I thought people thought that they were a little bit better than what they've been. They get over to Ron Holland, and the Celtics are back in the zone. Holland goes to the basket looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Over right through the contact. There was a lot of contact, but they didn't give him the foul call. Brown has it up top. Pump fakes on Stewart. Dancing with it, pulls it all the way back out. He wants this dance. They call a loose ball foul on the Pistons, and the Pistons are very upset. Is that a foul on Cunningham? Oh, no, a technical on Cade Cunningham. No foul, a technical on Cade Cunningham. Teammates trying to pull Cunningham away from the ref, vehemently arguing whatever he's arguing. I think he feels like there was definitely a foul on the Ron Holland drive. Frustrated with all the contact on one end. Derek White at the foul line for the free throw, and he misses the free throw. Maybe the ball don't lie. Maybe the ball don't lie. Nick Yak said, Giannis is the team. It's awful hard to win without him. The Bucks, yeah, they got smoked by the Nets. 45, which is pretty bad. But I will say, they did beat the Celtics team without Giannis, so kind of hard to figure out what's going on with that team. Brown on the right wing, dancing with it, coming to his left, down the lane, Euro steps, kicks it out. Simons, wide open right corner, three. Can't get it to go. Ball bounces over the backboard, out of bounds, going to the Pistons now. Under 8 minutes to go. Cunningham bringing it down. Pump fakes, driving it down on the give and go. Tries to kick it to the corner, but knocked out of the air by Josh Minot. Out of bounds. Going to stay here with the Pistons. Peyton Pritchard coming back in for Simons here. 5-point lead for the Pistons, for the Celtics here, 41-36. Pistons still struggling to inbound it. Knocked out of bounds again by Derek White. Cunningham gets it up top to Stewart. Stewart being guarded by Minot, driving it down. Minot knocks it out of his hands. Cunningham able to recover it, though. Cunningham up top, trying to run the pick and roll. Cunningham dancing with it. Stops, hesitates, steps back again. Puts it up over Minot. Knocks it down. Cade Cunningham, his third three here tonight. He is feeling it from the perimeter. We talked about it in the pregame, where he needs to be able to become a more consistent three-point shooter. Doesn't need to be a great three-point shooter, but just needs to be a threat to knock down the three. And tonight, 3 for 5 from three-point range so far. Payne Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Ivey, coming to his left. Javonte Green switches onto him to get it. Now over to Brown, attacking Ivey off the bounce. Stops, pump fake, spins, kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his right, driving it down, stops, turns, spins himself. Foul line, fall away jumper, in and out, can't get it to stay. Ron Holland with the rebound, quick outlet to Cunningham. They get it over to Ivey. Ivey Euro steps down the lane, Scooblet with the right hand, got it to go. And a timeout for the Celtics. The Pistons have come all the way back to tie back up. It was a 12-point game. We talk about 12-point leads not being anything in modern basketball. You go up by 12, you come back down by 12. Happens all the time. Here's another example of it. With the speed of the game, the threat of the long ball, 12-point leads are not safe. Yak said, 4 7-game series, I would hate to try and win without my man Mitch. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting because obviously these NBA Cup games, they're not full playoff games, but they have the highest value of regular season games we've had so far this year. They've had the most amount of players playing as hard as they have in these games. And so they kind of feel like mini playoff games is, I guess, what I'm trying to get to. And so it's going to be interesting to see Mitchell Robinson in a mini playoff setting out in Vegas trying to take on Victor Wembanyama. What is it going to look like in the long run, right? I mean, we know Mitch is primed for the playoffs. We know he steps his game up, right? What I want to see him, though, is take on Victor Wembanyama and see Victor Wembanyama take on the Knicks. Bible said, remember I said Pistons up by 15 at the second? We'll see. It's a tie ball game right now, 7 minutes to go. Jordan Jewell. So the Celtics are due too many misses. They are missing a lot. Jaylen Brown has yet to take a three. He's 5% from the field. All of them come from the mid-range or at the basket. Nate Yak said it's awful hard. Hard there, not as deep as a Nick. Kuzma is no Giannis. No, he is not. Doug Fresh said, good game so far. Solid game. Good, fun, entertaining basketball game so far. We have exactly 7 minutes and 2 seconds to go, so we'll run down our timer until we're tied up. Bible said the Spurs will beat the Knicks by 12. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully it's back and forth affair. Chris H. Ted Ang, what's up, Chris? Let's go Pistons. Another Pistons fan. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Student said Kuz is going to be traded in February. Stop the timer there. Who's going to be traded in the February deadline watch? We'll see. We'll see, especially considering what they might do with Giannis. I don't know who's paying a premium for Kuzma, but we'll see. We'll see. Pistons hanging in there. Hanging in there, Chris. Tied ball game. Building the momentum here. Cunningham already sitting with 11 points and 7 assists so far tonight. Hooping out there. All right, here comes Peyton Pritchard. He has it up top, being guarded by Ivy. They get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Devontae Green. And Devontae Green rips it right out of his hands, gets it over to Ron Holland. He gets a free highlight reel dunk, throws it down the one-handed tomahawk jam. And the Pistons take a 2-point lead. Here comes the Celtics. Boston up top coming to his right, or Brown up top coming to his right. Hands it off to Shireman. Shireman, cross-court over to Gonzalez. Now over to Pritchard. Pritchard on the left wing being guarded by Ivy. Swings through to his left. Stops, turns, spins. Down the lane, kicks it out. Brown catches, pump fakes. One dribble in, foul line pull-up jumper. Got it to go. Jaylen Brown continues to be automatic from the mid-range. Ties it back up at 43 here. Approaching the halfway point here in the second quarter. Cunningham up top being guarded by... Is that Shireman? They're putting the rookie shot... Not the rookie. Second-year player Shireman on him? No, they're in a 1-3-1. Pistons swinging around. Holland hesitates, driving it down on Minot. Leans in, steps back, baseline mid-range jumper, hits the side of the backboard. And that's exactly what the Celtic zone is designed to do. Force role players to take it off the bounce and shoot contested mid-range shots. They get it into Hugo Gonzalez, goes up, and he gets the layup to go down. He almost missed it, but he got it to go down, and the Celtics back up by 2. Here comes Cunningham and the Pistons bringing it down the other way. Cunningham up top, coming to his right off a screen. Cunningham pulls it back out, crossing over to his right, spins to his left. They kick it out. Devontae Green, a right wing three, hit one from the corner, shoots up an air ball that time. Ivy with the loose ball rebound, goes back up and misses it. Battle for the loose ball. Pritchard ends up with it as Stewart hits the floor. Pritchard quickly trying to push the other way. Pritchard gets it out. Gonzalez, extra pass. Brown, wide open, left corner three. Off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Cunningham with the rebound. Here comes Ron Holland bringing it down the other way. Holland attacking in the corner. Ivy wide open, sets his feet and fires. Can't get it to go down. Hugo Gonzalez with the rebound. Here comes Jaylen Brown, quickly trying to push the other way. Pulls it back out. Good defense from the Pistons. Brown instead steps into a straightaway three. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Would have went back to him, but Stewart right there to grab it. Here comes Devontae Green bringing it down the other way. Now up top. They swing it over to Cunningham. Cunningham being guarded by Shireman. Celtics reverting back to that 1-3-1 zone. But Cunningham just slices all the way through as the Celtics weren't entirely set up because it was a transition situation. I give 3 points to the wrong side. My bad. It is tied at 45. Payne Pritchard has it up top. Being guarded by Holland. Crosses over to his right on the Minot screen. Now they swing it over to Shireman. Shireman coming to his left, hands it off to Gonzalez. Now hands it back off to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his right. Snakes it, crosses over to his left in the lane, throws up the floater over Stewart. Can't get it to go, but a foul on Stewart. He ran into Payne Pritchard shooting the floater. I don't know, they call it a goaltend? No foul, goaltend on Stewart. Yep, that is a goaltend. Ball was on the way down. I didn't even see that he had a fingertip on it. But 2 points for Pritchard, who's now 5% from the floor for 12 points. Jay Hayes said Brown needs to stick to the mid-range. They do need him to take some threes, though, and knock him down. He's 0 for 2 now. Both of them off the back rim, right on line. Can't get him down. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his left off the Stewart screen. Tries to get over to Holland, knocked out of bounds by Pritchard. Bible said back-to-back misses. He did have back-to-back misses. They were right on line. They were right on line. I wouldn't be too discouraged missing no shots. Thompson is back in. They swing it over to him. Kick it out to LeVert. Extra pass to Harris. Harris attacking. And a shot clock violation. And this zone is putting in work against this Pistons team right now, no matter who is on the court. The 1-3-1 zone. Killing it for the Celtics tonight. Pistons have no answer so far. Brown has it. Picks up his handle. They're nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard up top being guarded by Thompson. Going to look to attack. Crosses over to his left in the lane. Leans in. Step back. Fall away jumper over Thompson. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. And out of bounds off of the Celtics. Ball going back to the Pistons here. Celtics holding on to a 2-point lead, 47-45. Thompson bringing it down. Up top to Thompson. Swings through down the lane. Euro steps. Takes a bump. Puts up the floater. Can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul, I believe, on Minot. Going to send him to the foul line for 2 free throws. Bible said use 1-3-1 in 2K26. Do they still have the 1-3-1? I thought they took it out. I thought you could only do a 2-3 or a 3-2. I don't know, man. I don't know. 2K was on sale not too long ago. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll pick it up. I'll pick up 2K26. I don't really have an interest in playing it. Like, it's on sale as well. Sure. Picked it up. First of all, it took forever to download, even though I have fast internet. Even though I'm wired, connected into it. Still took forever. Still took multiple hours. Anyway, I booted up, played it. Terrible basketball. Terrible game. Terrible game. Did not have fun whatsoever. Thompson does knock down both free throws. No, he split the free throws. Excuse me. Split the free throws. 3:30 to go now. Derek White bringing it down. Boston holding on to a 1-point lead here, 47-46. Richard has it up top, being guarded by Thompson. They get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Harris. Coming to his left. Trying to set up Quaida to set the screen. Brown coming to his left off the screen. Spins. Leaves it off for Quaida. Driving it down. Easy layup for him. Nice patient move for Neemias Quaida. Now here comes Thompson bringing it down. Good setup from Jaylen Brown on the pick and roll there. As Thompson throws it to nobody. And again, that 1-3-1 zone, man. Get over to Pritchard. Pritchard gets it over to Derek White. Derek White runs right into Ivey. No foul call. They get it out to Pritchard now. Coming to his right up the Quaida screen. Pritchard looking for Quaida. Throws up the lob. And he got it to go. You can see him probing, waiting for Quaida to roll at the right time. And he got the lob up to him. Got the lob up to the big man. Also 46-51. Why is my score so off sometimes? Ivey has it up top, being guarded by Derek White. Coming to his left. Ivey now picked up by Pritchard. They swing it over to Harris. Swings through to his right. Down the lane. Stops. Hesitates. Backing down Derek White. They kick it out to Ivey. Ivey a 3 over Pritchard. And he got one to go finally. Could be a big momentum swing for Ivey, who's missed a couple to start the game, but finally got one to go down. Over to Brown up top. Brown swings through to his right on Harris. Goes all the way to the basket. Scoop layup. High off glass. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Duren and Harris. Harris bringing it down now. Has it up top. Being guarded by Pritchard. They swing it over to Thompson. Celtics forced to play the man-to-man here. They can't get back to set up the zone. Duren 1-on-1. Spins in the lane. Throws up the little floater. Got a nice soft bounce off the side of the rim. Put it up there nice and soft, and he ties it up at 51 here. And a delay of game warning against the Pistons. Bible said, yeah, it's bad now compared to the old days of 2K. Yeah. We don't even have to go that far back. 10, 15 years ago. I guess that is the old days technically, but. Pritchard step back. Derek White, left corner 3. Shoots up an air ball. Battle for the loose ball. Pistons pull it out. Here comes Jalen Duren bringing it down on the break. Duren has it up top. Being guarded by Hugo Gonzalez. Crosses over to his left. Euro steps down the lane. Leaves it off for Thompson. Thompson catches. Pump fake. Goes up. Gets taken out of his hands by Derek White. Home run pass over to Brown. Brown gets chased down by Ivey. No foul call as he falls to the floor. Here comes Thompson bringing it down the other way. Takes it out. Ivey inside the Duren. Duren stops, turns, spins down the lane, and then sneaks it over to Harris. And Harris gets fouled by Hugo Gonzalez. Excellent ball movement there from the Pistons. Down there in the middle of the lane, Duren took his time and found Harris down low on the big-to-big passing. Yak said, what is a 1-3-1? Point of attack 3 and a big down low. Yeah, so it kind of is exactly how it sounds, Yak. You got it. They put one guy at the point of attack. He guards the perimeter. I wish I had like a whiteboard or something. I'm going to put that on the list. I'm going to order that. Order a whiteboard so we could go through it. But for now, yeah, so they put a guy up at the top at the three-point line to guard the point of attack. And then they have 3 guys, foul line extended across the wings. One guy guards the foul line area, so you can't bring anybody to the middle, which is usually how you would beat a 2-3 or a 3-2. You throw somebody at the foul line area. So a guy is stationed there in the middle, and then a guy is stationed on the wings, obviously defend any wings out there. It also allows you to shrink the court a little bit against somebody in the point attack. It also takes away the pick and roll game because you can't run a pick and roll because now you have somebody kind of just always stationed in the middle. And then the big protects the basket. He bounces from block to keep out of the paint. Unless there's another big man down there, then he can kind of just stand down there. They've gone to it a lot too when they've done the Stewart and Duren double big lineup. All of these pictures are bad. I don't want to do that. Can I do this? This is fun, I guess. Bible said we could play 2K2s together and make bread. I don't play 2K enough, brother. I don't play 2. I played it for a little bit, literally like maybe an hour, probably less than that. Like, oh, this is not a fun game, and I deleted it off my console. So this is, see, again, if I had a whiteboard, I'd just be able to draw it right for you right here. Anyway, so in a 1-3-1, you have your point of attack guy stationed up here. He's going to guard anybody kind of this in this general vicinity right here. You have a wing guy over here. You have your guy at the center of the foul line here. You have the other wing guy here. They're obviously guarding any of the wing shooters over here. Foul line guy is guarding anybody trying to come or cut down the middle of the lane, any of the 45 cuts, anybody trying to flash to the middle there, which is usually how you would beat a zone. A traditional 2-3 or 3-2 zone, you'd have somebody flash to the middle at some point. This guy takes that away. So you have this guy guarding the top, and then you have your big man stationed down low behind the 3 guys foul line extended. Big man stationed down low, defending the basket, bouncing block to block, defending any big man, any baseline cutters, any 40-45 cutters. Able to stay down there defending the rim, no matter what kind of action is going on. It also allows the big man to stay down here and call out any other cutters or anything. It completely stifles top of the key pick and roll, which is obviously, I believe, the reason why the Celtics are doing it, to slow down the Cunningham Duren pick and roll, which you haven't seen too much of so far tonight. And that's part of the reason why. Bible said, nice, he pulled out the whiteboard. I'm going to get a physical whiteboard. So we could show things like that. It'd be much easier to even, when teams go to zones, even traditional zones, just in case anybody doesn't know. Right? Harris knocks down both of the free throws. They get over to Brown on the left wing, coming to his right. Robinson picks him up. Brown driving to his left in the lane, throws up the floater. Got it to go. He sees Duncan Robinson out there. He's chopped meat. Going right to work. Continuously scoring on him. Under a minute to go. LeVert has it up top, being guarded by Derek White. They kick it out to Duren. Looks like the Celtics are back in a man-to-man. Hands it off to Cunningham, being chased by Gonzalez. Stops. Kicks it in the corner. LeVert catches, pump fakes, driving it down on Derek White in the lane. Goes up, fall away jumper. Too strong, can't get it to go. Long rebound. And Derek White wisely knocks the ball loose instead of trying to grab the rebound because LeVert was standing right there. And Derek White down the lane, knocks down the floater over Harris. He's looking for a foul call he's not going to get. A lot of contact. Home run pass over to LeVert. LeVert stepping on the out-of-bounds line. Bad pass. Who was that pass? Who threw that pass? Either way, turnover there for the Pistons. And the ball is going to go back to the Celtics here. They're holding on to a 2-point lead. They get over to Brown. Brown on the left wing, being guarded by Harris. Coming to his right. Duncan Robinson switched onto him. Brown, again, going to go to work. Struggles with his handle, but stops, leans in, little pull-up jumper, got it to go. He has been absolutely automatic from the mid-range. Cade Cunningham's going to walk it down the other way, 10 seconds to go. Cunningham up top being guarded by Gonzalez. Coming to his right, hesitates, Euro steps, throws up a tough contested jumper off glass, rattled around, almost got it to drop down. But that will be the end of the first half as it popped out. 57-53 is our halftime score. Why did I feel like that was the third quarter? Oof. Bible control. Bible mind control. Mitty Brown. Mitty Brown refuses to miss out of that mid-range. We got box scores to go over. We got a league to go around. We'll also go over yesterday's scores as well. Rafael Torres. What's up, Raf? Let's go Pistons. Beat Boston. A-Rod, what's up, A-Rod? Show love by liking the stream. Appreciate you, A-Rod. Reminding people to hit the like button. If you're enjoying the show so far, please go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button. It is by far the best thing you can do to show support and help grow the community. Thank you, guys. Jordan Jewell said, keep going around. I mean, he has so far 18 first half points. I mean, he's going. He's on pace. He's on pace. Don Juan, what's up, Don Juan? I called that Spurs wins the other night. I thought the Spurs could have won it too, man. I was right there with you. I was calling out Spurs even before we knew Wemby was going to play. I was like, I don't know, man. Spurs, good basketball team. Okay, I just said, I am ready to fulfill the NBA Cup destiny. Predicts Josh Hart has a key contribution to the win. I hope so. I mean, he's going to be needed because they'll try to put the big man on Josh Hart and have him roam in the paint with Wembanyama down there. If they try to have Wemby guard Josh Hart and just say, hey, leave Josh Hart wide open from the perimeter, it's going to be tough, right? It's going to make for a rough night because then the paint is completely walled off because Wemby is an alien. He blocks everything. So you're not going to be able to get anything in the paint. You're going to be settling for a lot of long twos over tough defenders like Castle and Vassell and Fox. And Harper, big, long, strong guards. So, Bible said Wemby not guarding Hart. We'll see. P. Shooter Banks. What's up, P. Shooter? Knicks suck? It's unfortunate. You're going to have to watch them tomorrow in the Cup. Well, your team sits at home, brother. Yak said, I think Big Mitch defense would look better closer to the basket. He has been drawn out so much this year. Yeah, and he doesn't have that lateral movement. We've talked about it a lot. We've seen it a lot so far this year. You're right, Yak, where he just doesn't have the lateral movement that he did. You know, injuries have played a part of it. Keeping him by the basket is key, but with all the screening and actioning that goes on in NBA offenses, you just find yourself switched out onto perimeter players a lot. There's also more big men who can kind of vacillate between interior players and being perimeter players. So even if Mitch is guarding his man, sometimes they could pull him out to the perimeter, and then suddenly, now he's guarding out on the perimeter, and that's obviously tough. Raphael said, we will be Boston, and we will beat the Spurs because the Knicks are going to win the Cup tomorrow. Should be a good game. Okay, he said, unless they have picks, I don't know about, at least the Spurs won't have a high draft pick. Yeah, they're probably done with high draft picks now, right? They will be a playoff team the remainder of Wemby's career, should he stay healthy. P. Shooter said Pistons are the worst. I mean, they are the number one seed, brother. They are the number one seed. Raphael said the Knicks are the best in the East right now. I mean, I tend to agree, but you can't argue with the records. You are what your record says. And right now, the Pistons' record says that they're the best team in the East. So, part of the reason why I'm rooting for a Pistons loss, not necessarily rooting for a Pistons loss, but it would be nice. It would be nice. P. Shooter said, Knicks suck, pathetic. Well, I guess you won't be tuning into tomorrow's game, brother. Because they have outlasted every other team aside from the Spurs. Tomorrow will crown the champion. Guadalupe Chavaria? What's up, Guadalupe? Wembanyama and Harper second on the depth chart? Yeah, technically. What a heck of a bench. For a number 1 overall pick and an MVP candidate. And the number 2 overall pick, who's, if he had the playing time, would be in the running for Rookie of the Year for sure. P. Shooter said Spurs will win tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Even with Wemby on the minutes restriction, they're still healthier than the Knicks. Knicks missing, they don't have much depth, and still missing two key role players still. Is going to impact their point of attack defense and their 3-point shooting. So, without those guys, the Knicks are not deep enough to survive injuries like that. Yeah, it's only 45 games back since the injury. Mitch should improve. Yeah, he just, it has been 45 games, but he had the summer, to kind of get himself right. So, you also got to factor that in. It's just hasn't. He may not ever be the same, yeah. He may not ever be the same. He's had multiple foot and ankle injuries now, multiple foot and ankle surgeries now. So he just may never be the same that he was. I know he's technically in his prime. He's like 27 years old, but your body ages at a different rate depending on, what's happened to it. And with all the injuries and the surgeries that he's had, maybe past his prime. Physically. Still really good, still really impactful. Expect him to pick up his play when it matters most, because that's what Mitch has always done throughout his career. But it's just, we might be at a point where we might be in a situation where this is who he is. Pacers Nation said, did you stream Knicks versus Pacers playoffs last year? Yes, I did, brother. Yes, I did. If you want to see the heartbreak of a Knicks fan and a Knicks community, you can go rewatch those streams. They're still up. I said scary Spurs right now. I'm telling you, they're going to win the chip in the cup. They'll have a chance. They'll have a chance for sure. Hard for a young team as young as them to do that in their first playoff runs. That's the first Joker game of the season you're doing? No, we actually did a Nuggets-Rockets game earlier in the season. We did this exact matchup earlier in the season. Nuggets-Rockets. Like, I didn't have to make the thumbnail or anything because it was made already. I was like, oh, I forgot. Forgot we did that game. Anthony, what's up, Anthony? Where are the Pacers at this year? Down below. Be sure, don't be a weirdo, big dog. Just chill in the chat, brother. Just that since Spurs looked miserable first quarter. We say that, just that. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We say that, but it was a 10-point game or something like that, or a 12-point game. I know it got up to 16 at some point, but in the first quarter, it was only like 10 or 12, and they couldn't buy a basket, right? We were doing it. Harrison Barnes started the game like 0 for 4, 0 for 5 from 3, and it was like, oof, he can't hit anything. It's gonna be a rough night. And obviously, everything changed when Wemby got in the game, but Raph said, I can't wait to see the game tomorrow between Spurs and the Knicks. It's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, I said, I think it's instinct more than anything. With Mitch, I don't know. He's just not as quick as he used to be. Obviously, isn't the vertical threat he used to be. Part of that is because he's put on muscle, but because Desmond Barnes bricked hard. Yeah, he was what? 0 for 8 in the game overall. And Champagnie was like 1 for 5 or something like that, 1 for 6. So two of their best 3-point shooters couldn't buy a basket last night, and they still managed to pull off the victory. We have a box score to go over. We have a lead to go around. Blow my nose real quick. Hold on. We got box scores to go over. For sure. So we're going to start with the Pistons here. Zoom it in one more time. Here we go. So Harris with 6 points tonight, 0 for 3 from three-point range. Duncan Robinson, 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from three-point range. He hit 1 3, which is nice. Duren, 3 for 4 overall. He started the game 2 for 3, so he's been pretty quiet outside of that start. Only 2 rebounds. This zone has absolutely kind of neutralized Jalen Duren. I assume that is what the zone has was implemented for, is exactly this situation right here where you have a dominant big in the interior for a much smaller Celtics team. Duren came out and started the game really well, really physically dominant down low against Neemias Queta. And so Joe Mazzulla, excellent coach, decided like, all right, let's throw the 1-3-1 zone out there, and has almost completely neutralized Jalen Duren in his 13 minutes tonight. Cade Cunningham in his 18 minutes, I mean, he's a star. He's going to be able to get his basket no matter what kind of defense to throw at him. 13 points for him, 7 assists in that first half. He did have the 3 turnovers. We do know he struggles with the turnovers. We'll see if he can clean it up in the second half here. But the biggest thing for Cade Cunningham so far tonight, 3 for 5 from three-point range. Oh, my goodness. We talked about in the pregame how important it is and how impactful it can be if Cade Cunningham can knock down the perimeter shot. And with Boston going to a zone, the perimeter shot becomes much more important, and he has done exactly what he needs to do. He's not only taken them, but he's knocked them down. Ausar Thompson only played 10 minutes so far, 3 points for him. He got not an and one. He got to the foul line. He's only 1 for 3 from the foul line so far tonight. 1 turnover, no rebounds, no assists. Again, this zone is really giving the Pistons some trouble here. We'll see what kind of adjustments they make in the second half. Off the bench, they've kind of thrown a lot out there. Dennis Jenkins got 3 minutes. Ivy played 12 minutes. Caris LeVert played 9. He didn't give him anything. 0 for 2 from the field. He had 1 rebound, no assists, 2 turnovers. Yeah, not a good stretch there for Caris LeVert. We talked about him in the pregame in terms of how much of a wild card he could be. Devontae Green, 3 points. He knocked down a 3. A couple of loose ball rebounds for him. That's kind of his role. He's a hustler. That's what he does. Ron Holland, similarly, he's a hustler. He did knock down a 3, which is big time because we also talked about his struggles from the perimeter. 4 rebounds for him. Thought he played really well in the glass. Isaiah Stewart continues to be very good for them off the bench. But, when Isaiah Stewart's the best scorer you have off the bench so far tonight, you're in probably for a long night. Ivy, 2 for 6 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, not shooting it well. They're going to need somebody off this bench to step up, whether it's Jenkins or Ivy or LeVert or Green or Holland or anybody. Maybe even Stewart's going to step up with more scoring. But they need somebody off the bench to give them some points, especially if they're going to neutralize Jalen Duren to this degree. Again, we'll see what kind of adjustments they make. And then he said, please don't give up Mitch for a guard. I don't think they would give up Mitch for a guard. The only guard I could see them possibly giving him up for is Dante DiVincenzo, and I just don't think that the front office values Mitchell Robinson too much to do that. Now we get over to the Boston Celtics. And you can see the distribution here in terms of minutes played for the Celtics starters. 16, 17, 19 for Brown, 17 for Pritchard. Jordan Walsh only with 6. He has picked up the 3 fouls tonight. He's been struggling to stay out of foul trouble. But the starters, not nearly as much. The only guy hovering around that area is Cade Cunningham. So the Celtics leaning a lot more on their starters. Obviously, they don't have as deep of a bench this season. Hauser with 4. That's 4 minutes. Hauser didn't give him anything. He got injured, so he's out. Josh Minot didn't give him anything. Anthony Simons gave him 4. He's 1 for 5 from the floor and 0 for 4 from 3, so not a good stretch for Anthony Simons. Baylor Scheinman took 1 shot, missed it in his 6 minutes. Hugo Gonzalez, 2 for 3 from the field, knocked down a 3. Played some good solid defense in the absence of Jordan Walsh. So, that's kind of the role he's there for. There's only one other game that is tipped off tonight, and that is the Toronto-Miami game. And that is 40-38, under 5 to go in that second quarter, so back and forth affair there. Still no RJ Bears, we checked, so. Just that said, no trades will happen mid-season, off-season, who knows? If we go over what happened last night, the Wizards did end up beating the Pacers, unfortunately for the Pacers. The Cleveland Cavaliers fell to the Charlotte Hornets as they continue to slide. They're now 15-12 on the season. They're 9-7 on the road. The Hawks did beat the 76ers. Bad loss, not a bad loss, but if you're the 76ers and you're battling for that positioning there, it's a game you got to have. Paul George did have 35, so that's a good sign for the 76ers. Paul George and Embiid, back-to-back 30-point games for those guys. The Nets stomped out the Bucks. Timberwolves beat the Kings to be expected. Pelicans a nice win against the Bulls, who are now 10-15. Lakers beat the Suns in a controversial finish because when are the Lakers not involved in a controversial finish? And then the Trailblazers beat the Warriors, who now fall below 500. And here we go. We started the second half already. Cade Cunningham bringing it down. Here we go. Got our game cast back up. Boom. Nice and ready to go. Harris has it in the post against Derek White, bagging him down. Fall-away jumper in the paint. Got it to go. Got to a spot and knocked it down. Not much Derek White can do there. So here comes Derek White bringing it down against Cade Cunningham. Derek White gets it over to Pritchard. Now over to Brown. Brown up top being guarded by Harris. Coming to is right up the Quaid screen. Stops and pops straight away 3. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Knocked it to the air. Cunningham able to pick up the loose ball rebound. Hit ahead to Harris. Beats him down the court. Goes up. Layup. Smokes a layup. Oh, he was right at the rim. And here comes Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Hands it off to Derek White. Derek White gets it back out to Pritchard being guarded by Duren. Pritchard a deep straightaway 3. Not a great look so far for the Celtics here as Thompson picks up the rebound and Brown hits the floor. Thompson bringing it down in the lane. Euro steps, goes up, gets chased down, blocked, but does draw the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Not a good. I don't love that 3-point attempt from Brown. Don't hate it either, but don't love that 3-point attempt from Brown. And then did not love at all that 3-point attempt from Peyton Pritchard there. Like a 35-footer. Heaved it up there. Ausar Thompson now at the foul line for 2. Celtics holding on to a 2-point lead, 57-55. Start of the third quarter here. Thompson misses the first free throw. Bible said that's going to be close. No RJ. Miami won. Toronto has not been the same team since RJ went down with the injury. Bible said, ouch, Blazers beat the Warriors. Dre and Steph going to retire. Dre may retire. Steph, he's been hooping. He could still keep going. He had a phenomenal game that night. If we want to check out the box scores in that one, he had like 40-something. Hit like 9 or 10 threes. Thompson missed both free throws, by the way. You can't be missing free throws, big dog, in this close of a game. Derek White has it up top, coming to his left, attacking Duncan Robinson. No switch as Derek White just pulls up for 3 and knocks it down. Miscommunication there for the Detroit Pistons. They continue to pick on Duncan Robinson here tonight. Cunningham coming to his left off the Duren screen. They get it over to Thompson down the lane. Kicks out to Harris. Harris has it in the post against Derek White again. Trying to walk him back to that same spot. Gets to the spot. Kicks it out now to Cunningham. A deep straightaway 3. Got it to go down. The 4th made 3 for Cade Cunningham. And if he starts knocking that down with regularity, watch out, league. That MVP leap may not be as out of sight as some may be thinking. Brown has it on the right wing, being guarded by Harris. They get it over to Derek White. Derek White being guarded by Cunningham. White dancing around the Quaid screen. Coming to his left now for Pritchard's screen. They get it out to Pritchard. Pritchard wide open, right wing 3. Great play from the Celtics. Leads to a wide open Pritchard 3. Just can't get it to go down off the back rim. Here comes Thompson bringing it down the other way. Thompson on the right wing. Attacking Baylor Scheinman. Leaves it off for Duren. Duren in the paint. Stops, pump fake, leans in. Righty layup. Can't get it to go. Good rim protection from Quaid. and then a loose ball foul on Duren. Michael Winton, what's up, Michael? Is Jordan Walsh hurt? I don't think he's hurt. He did pick up the 3 fouls in that first half, which is what limited his playing time. Hugo Gonzalez did come out to start the second half. I think Joe Mazzulla is just trying to save him for the fourth quarter as much as he can because he was having a phenomenal game. You're right. I don't think he's hurt yet. They did not mention anything about an injury. They get it into Derek White up top, being guarded by Duncan Robinson. 9:30 to go. Derek White dancing with it, crosses over to his right, down the lane, throws up the floater, got it to go. As they could, whether it's Jaylen Brown or Derek White, they continue to attack Duncan Robinson off the bench. He has had no answer of stopping anybody tonight. Cade Cunningham has it on the left wing. Now has it in the post and being guarded by Derek White. They kick it out to Harris. Back down low to Cunningham, being guarded by White. Cunningham backing him down. They kick it out. Harris, a wide open straightaway 3. Comes up short on it. Battle for the loose ball. Derek White able to pick it up. Good boxing out from the Celtics there. And here comes Derek White, bringing it down. Coming to his right up the Queta screen. Stops, pivots, spins. Kicks it out to Brown. Quickly attacking to his left. Spins to his right. He's got Thompson on him. Stop, turn, pump fake, spin. Spin again. Leaves it off to Queta. Queta kicks it out to Derek White. 5 on the shot clock. White over the top to Queta. Queta kicks it out to Brown. Brown on left wing 3, no hesitation. In and out, can't get it to stay. Queta knocks the rebound loose. Brown able to pick it up. Euro steps down the lane, goes up. No foul call. And it's out of bounds off of Jalen Duren and the Pistons. Brown looking for a foul call. Duren saying it should be Pistons ball. They're just going to give it to the Celtics and they're going to inbound it. Derek White gets it out to Queta. Queta looking to get it back to Brown. They do get it to Brown, being guarded by Duncan Robinson. Brown attacking to his right. Stops. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Draws the foul. Gets the shot to go down. And one for Jaylen Brown as they continue non-stop here to pick on Duncan Robinson. Brown does miss the free throw, though. Both sides missing a ton of free throws. They get it inside to Duren. Duren stops, turns, spins, and gets stripped by Jaylen Brown. And now Brown bringing it down the other way. Travels. No travel call, though. They get it over to Sherryman. Sherryman throws it up top to Queta. Queta taking Duren off the bounce. Goes up. Big two-handed hammer for Neemias Queta. As the Celtics go up by 8. And that fires up the bench. Queta catches it out by the three-point line. Duren goes for the steal, so Queta rips through. One dribble to the basket. Goes up big and strong with the two-handed hammer. Fung Pei, what's up, Fung Pei? I slapped you like, because I respect your ball opinion. Do you think LeBron should be suspended for assault on the ref? I didn't see that specific play, but I did see that he and Dylan Brooks and the officials were it was a mess of a game. Like I said, the Lakers as of right now are on the ban list of teams we cover, right? They are on the ban list just because it is not an entertaining watch to watch a Lakers game. Student said, I think the score for the Celtics is 66. It is 66, 58 to 66. I got it. We got 8 minutes to go here in the third. Suns Gen said, good, I approve. You got screwed out of that game, Suns Gen. You got screwed out of that game. It's a heinous watch to watch the Lakers play. It's just a foul fest. Slow-paced, nothing interesting going on, walking from free throw line to free throw line. I just, ugh. Fung Pei said, you're very wise to ban such a troublesome team. Suns Gen said, don't get me started at all. It's just, my goodness, man. My goodness. Okay, Hayes said, Dylan Brooks is such a troll. He is. I will say, he's be great off the Knicks bench, man. He might be too good to be coming off the bench at this point, right? Bible said Raps and Heat score. Still close. Likely. Six-point game. Heat up by 6. They're at halftime now. End of the first half. Steven Parsha? What's up, Steven? Well, you watch Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson averages like 5 free throws a game, brother. He averages like 5 free throws a game. If you don't like watching Jalen Brunson play basketball, you might not like basketball. You could hate him because he's good. Like, you don't have to like every player, but the guy averages 5 free throws a game. But because a couple of national media pundits are like, oh, he's a master of the dark arts, all he does is flop for fouls. It's like, then everybody ran away with it. And it's like, no, like, he flops. Like, every star flops, you know, and tries to manipulate his way to the foul line. Like, every star manipulates their way to the foul line, like Jaylen Brown has done multiple times tonight. But, you know, Steven said definition of a flop merchant. All right. I mean, you clearly just don't watch a whole lot of Jalen Brunson, but that's fine. Fine. Come see us in the playoffs, you know. Fine. You can say that. It's just not true. Not any more than any of the other star players in the league. Martin said, I haven't been to the brand new system for the Pistons and the Red Wings of Little Caesars Arena. One of my goals is to, at some point, visit every arena in the league at least once. At least once. Here we go. We're back into it. Harris has it up top. They get it over to Cunningham. High post, left wing, being guarded by Shireman. Backing him down, driving it to his right. Stops and draws the foul. Bible said, real flop is SGA, free throw merchant. Yeah, his is pretty egregious because he leans in and then falls to the floor every single time. Tough watch. Harris has it on the left wing. Being guarded by White. They get it back to Cunningham in the post. Spins toward the baseline, goes up. Can't get the layup to go, but he does draw the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Pacers Nation said, I believe it's time the Pacers finish the story as soon as Halliburton comes back next season. We'll see. Right? Pacers are not doing anything without Halliburton, so we're just going to have to wait a whole year. Bible said, when you go to Barclay, I got you tickets. Dogcatcher said, if he does not get a suspension for grabbing the referee's arm, sends a bad message to the level of officiating. Level of officiating will continue to go down. I didn't see the play, but like, you know, LeBron. You're not going to do anything. LeBron. Brown has it on the right wing after Cunningham knocked down his free throw. I don't even have the game cast up for you guys. You guys got to let me know. Derek White, a pull-up 3, can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball and a foul on the floor. Is that a foul on Duren? Another foul on Duren. That is his 3rd foul? I believe that's his 3rd foul now. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay? Boston up. Boston's up. 66-60. Jay Hammer said, if SGA got pneumonia, will OKC still win? Why does it got to be pneumonia? Probably. Deepest team in the league. And a foul on Harris. And now the refs, I don't know what caused this, but now the refs calling a lot of ticky-tack fouls. I don't know if things were being said on the court. Things were just getting heated out there, you know, that I can't see. But now the refs are just blowing the whistles. They get it into Jaylen Brown up top. Going to put both of the teams in the bonus early if they allow this to continue to go. Brown attacking to his left. Cunningham knocks the ball loose. Brown looking to attack, crosses over to his left, down the lane, Euro step, shoves it over to Pritchard. Baseline pull-up jumper, comes up short, battle for the loose ball. Harris able to grab it. Now here comes Harris bringing it down the other way. Harris has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. They get it over to Robinson. Robinson being guarded by Shireman, coming to his right, leaves it off to Thompson. Thompson inside to Harris. Harris under the basket, kicks it out to Cunningham. Right corner 3 for Cunningham. Oh my goodness, Cade Cunningham, his 5th 3 of the night. He's now 5 for 7 from 3-point range. This is not normal for Cade Cunningham. He's been phenomenal from the perimeter. He's up to 21 points here, 5 for 7 from 3. Brown has it up top, spinning, coming to his right, hesitates, now driving it down past Harris, stops, pump fake, shoves it inside the Queta, kicks out to Pritchard, the left corner 3 trying to answer as he can't get it to go. Harris with the rebound, saves it over to Thompson. The Pistons are out and running. Thompson bringing it down, up top. Derek White's going to pick him up, hands it off to Cunningham, coming to his left off the handoff, picks up his handle, kicks it out to Robinson. Robinson over the top to Duren. Duren, high post, Hands it off to Cunningham. Coming to his left, free. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Can't get that one to go. He's knocking down the threes, but can't get the midi to go. Duren picks up the loose ball, throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Thompson right there for the tip. Pritchard trying to hold them off down low, just not big enough. This is back to a one-point game, 66-65. We're under the 6-minute mark to go. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Robinson. Coming to his right. Trying to lob it into Brown. Good to now defense from Robinson. Brown finally gets it by the half-court line. Driving to his left. Down the lane, leans in, tries to leave it off to Quade, gets knocked loose by Duren, and now some bad plays from Jaylen Brown. In and out dribble from Cunningham, going all the way to the basket, goes up, layup, can't get it to go. Looking for a foul call, doesn't get it. Good defense from White. Quade dives on it, and a timeout for the Celtics. Helter-skelter play there. But it's allowed Detroit to close the gap back to 1. Hey, Hazy said, Cade actually hitting threes is dangerous, super dangerous. We went over it in the pregame that he's actually under 30% from three-point range so far this year. And tonight, coming out firing, feeling it. He's 5 for 7 from three. He's up to 21 points. He has not picked up an assist through the first half of this third quarter here. He's still sitting on 7, which is what he had at halftime. But the scoring is there. The scoring is there. Daniel Tosin said he got a tech. He did get a tech earlier in the game. Tavia Calloway. What's up, Tavia? Newbie here. I've been here since the beginning. Love the content. Appreciate you, Tavia. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Cade up to 21. No one else in double figures. Not great for the Pistons. Not what you love to see, but Cade's going to do his thing, and at least you're getting that. As for the Celtics, you got Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Payton Pritchard all in double figures. Outside of that, not much. Quado's got 6. Jordan Walsh has only played the 6 minutes. What is going on with Jordan Walsh, actually? We've yet to see him. I know he had the 3 fouls, but are we just saving him as long as we can for the fourth quarter, trying to survive without him? I don't really understand the Jordan Walsh situation because I thought he was playing phenomenally. Now I'm going to have to look it up. Unless anybody knows in the chat and can let me know. Daniel Tosin said Daniel wasn't available tonight. They operated on his ankle again. The screw's in it today. Oh, unfortunate. Wishing him the best. Daniel and his family. Just the wife tonight. Appreciate you. Still tuning in. Jordan Walsh not playing needs to be investigated. What is this? Jordan Walsh needs to be investigated. Why is he not playing? After seeing what's going on with Jordan Walsh with his Vegas Pro Sports League are in cahoots. Jordan Walsh gets 4 assists. I'm giving someone stuff. Jordan Walsh not back in the game. What is this? Jordan Walsh still on the bench is crazy. I don't care if he had 3 fouls. Yeah, so no injury report. Just nothing on the Jordan Walsh situation. So there's no injury to report, not any that I found. He's just not playing. Here we go. We're coming back into it. Anthony Simons is in the game, bringing it down. And Jordan Walsh is now in. There you go. There he is. Speaking of, he has returned. I gotta refresh this stream. I feel like I'm so far behind. Should not be. Celtics are inbounding it, but I'm gonna refresh. Thanks, Peacock. And now I get an ad. Thanks, Peacock. I'm paying for the streaming service just to be hit with ads. What a great streaming service. Thanks, Peacock. Here we go. We're back into it. Thompson gets the putback. That blew the whistle. I don't know if they're going to give it to him or not. They still haven't given it to him. On the second attempt, so it should be an and one. Ausar Thompson misses yet another free throw. He has been truly horrendous from the foul line tonight. They are going to give him 2 free throws, so they do not count the basket. Thompson missed the first one. He's missed most of his free throws tonight. And he misses the second one. Jordan Walsh with the rebound. He's doing his best. He's doing his best Mitchell Robinson impression tonight. And then we got a fracas. That Brown and Stewart. Stewart getting involved. Here we go. Bible said Walsh has been playing really good. He has. He has. It's weird he's only played 6 minutes up to this point. Brown's still going at it with Detroit right now. Refs had to separate a couple of guys, blew the whistles, told everybody to go back to their benches. Do we have a timeout or something? With the stoppage in play. Well, the refs looking at the refs had to go to the monitor, so we're going to be here for a while. They're looking at the player altercation. Again, though, Stewart, if this were last year, Stewart is blowing this up and making this a good thing. So, a good thing. He's blowing this up and making this a bigger deal than what it was, which is what it is. It's just a little pushing and shoving down low, which happens throughout a basketball game. Okay, got a little extracurricular activity, a little bit more pushing and shoving than usual, which is why the refs are now looking at it to see if there's technicals or whatever to be thrown around. I think it's just a play on. Both guys walked away from it. I mean, Brown kind of continued it a little bit, but it looked like he was just walking back the other way until the refs blew the situation dead so they can go look at the monitors. Like, come on, let's play. Let's play. You give both of them a talking to. Like, hey, look, if I see anything from either one of you guys that's an automatic tech, this is the conversation you have to have with your official. We don't have to go to the monitor for this. You just go to each players, you bring them together, and you talk to them, and you go, look, if I see anything between any of you two doing anything else, it's an automatic technical. I'm going to let y'all get away with that one. You pushed, you shoved, right? You established your presence. Now let's get back to basketball. Double technical between Isaiah Stewart and Jaylen Brown. Ball going to the Celtics. They'll inbound it, and now here we go. Finally, some basketball action. Anthony Simons has it up top. Cunningham switches onto him, hands it off to Brown. Brown catches, jab step, stops, turns, spins, coming to his right, driving it down in the paint, pulling and ball his way to the basket, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go, but a late foul call on Cade Cunningham. And Cade can't believe it. How many fouls is that now on Cade? I feel like that's his third? It's his third foul. 3 fouls on Duren, 3 fouls on Cunningham here. 4.5 to go here in the third. Not a great situation to be in if you're the Pistons. Not terrible. Not a great position to be in. So Brown at the foul line for 2. Misses another free throw. Oh, man. If I was rooting for either one of these teams, man, these free throws would be killing me tonight. It's a good thing I'm not a fan of either one of these teams because I would be going crazy, losing my mind. With both of them missing free throws like this, Brown does at least knock down the second free throw. It is a 2-point game. 4:45 to go. Cunningham bringing it down. And it looks like the Celtics are in a 3-2 zone here. Get over to Cunningham up top to kick it out to LeVert. A wide open right wing 3. Knocks it down for Caris LeVert. Not sure about the 3-2 zone there. Not sure about that one. Brown kicks it up top to Derek White, driving it down to his right against Ivey. Throws up a tough contested jumper. Got it to go. Great defense from Ivey. But again, just better offense as Derek White knocked down the contested jumper. Ivey driving it down, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. And they say out of bounds off of Ivey. Off of his leg. And the Celtics are upset about something. Celtics are upset about something. I didn't see what they're so upset about, but the Celtics bringing it down. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Holland. Brown dancing with it, coming to his right up the Derek White screen, crosses over to his left, down the lane, goes up, kicks it out in the corner. Josh Minot, open corner three, way off, can't get it to go. Long rebound out to Derek White, catches, hesitates, driving to his right, stop, turn, half spin, has nowhere to go, kicks it out to Simons, and a late foul call on Ron Holland. A silly reach-in foul by Ron Holland. He did not have to do that. Really silly foul there from Holland. Celtics had nowhere to go, nothing going on for them, and then he reaches over the shoulder of Derek White at the last second there. And Derek White is at the foul line for 2 free throws. They're in the bonus. Derek White knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Detroit just gifting Boston points here. Bible said all these late calls. Well, they're starting to call it a lot closer because of the fracas between Stewart and Brown. Derek White knocks down both free throws, 71-68, a 3-point lead for Boston, 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Cunningham up top, coming to his left, driving it down against Jordan Walsh, goes up for the floater, can't get it to go, but a foul on Jordan Walsh. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that foul call. That's, again, now they're just calling every single piece of contact. If you make contact with an offensive player, they're calling a foul. That's now the 4th foul on Jordan Walsh, who has struggled to stay on the court tonight with all the fouls. Cunningham knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Sitar Vicente, what's up, Sitar? Go, Boston, -1.5. It is going to end up being a close game here as Cunningham rattles in both free throws there. And Anthony Simons will bring it down. 3:30 to go now in the third. Let's not turn this into a foul fest of a game. Let's keep hooping. It's been a great game so far. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Holland. Swings through to his right. Driving it down the lane. Goes up. Switches to the left. Can't get the finish. Kicks it out to Minot. Minot quickly puts up the right corner three. Almost shoots up yet another air ball. Way too long. And here come the Pistons. Quick outlet to Cunningham. Over to Ivey. Reverse layup. Got it to go. And the foul for Ivey. This foul's on Derek White. I was going to say, if this one's on Jordan Walsh too. But a foul on Derek White is going to send Ivey to the foul line for one more. He's got the layup to go. Bible said they need to get some more commercials in. The refs slowing the game down. They are slowing the game down right now. They're trying to get some control of the game a little bit so that some of the physicality dies down a bit. But in doing so, it just slows the pace to a crawl. So Ivey's at the foul line for one more. Gets his free throw to go. 73-71, 3 minutes to go. And Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Ivey. You get it over to Brown, spins along the baseline, goes up, a lot of contact, draws the foul, and then Brown and Stewart get into it again. They get into it again. Stewart walks away to dap up his bench, so he doesn't continue the fracas with Jaylen Brown. But Brown will be at the foul line for 2. So Brown is at the foul line for 2 free throws, 73-71. Just trying to see if we could read some lips there, but Stewart just hyped about the defensive stop. Brown at the foul line, and he misses yet another free throw. Yet another free throw. Kay Hazy said this was Simon's fault. Simons? Anthony Simons? What did he do? What do you mean? Brown does knock down the second free throw. Under 3 to go. LeVert has it on the left wing, being guarded by Simons. They get it up top to Ivy. Ivy coming to his right up the Stewart screen. Down low to LeVert. Pump fakes, goes up, gets the layup, and the fouls. Minot got hit with the pump fake, sending Caris LeVert to the foul line for one more. And the Pistons are now just poking holes in this Celtics defense so far. So LeVert's going to the foul line for one more. LeVert, and he knocks down the free throw. Here comes Anthony Simons bringing it down. The Pistons have built up a 4-point lead, 76-72. How are the Celtics going to respond? Simons has it up top, coming to his left up the Brown screen. Pocket pass to Brown, down the lane, loses the handle, picks it up, tries to go to the lefty. Stewart knocks it loose. Brown picks it up, kicks it out to Shireman, a right corner three. Too strong, can't get it to go. Loose ball, Ivy picks it up, and Stewart is all over the place right now defensively. Cross-court pass from Ivy, LeVert, left corner three. Too strong, can't get it to go. Brown with the rebound. He's bringing it down now. Brown gets fouled by Ron Holland. Again, another really bad foul from Ron Holland. It's going to put Brown at the foul line for 2 free throws. Almighty Alpha said, where's Jalen Duren? Duren has not been very good tonight. He's on the bench. On the bench right now. Stewart has been very good. Stewart with 5 points, 4 rebounds, but he's been super impactful so far tonight. Brown back at the foul line for 2 more free throws. Okay, he said Simons pushed White into Cade. I don't remember that play. Or was it Stewart? It sounds more like a Stewart thing to do, I will say. Brown does knock down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Satar said, please, Brown, make the 2 free throws. He made the first one. He's got another one coming here. I like shoes. What's up, I like shoes? I'm excited and nervous for tomorrow. I hope we get this cut. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun basketball game. Brown at the foul line. He made the first free throw. He's been misfiring here as he misfires again. Stewart with the rebound. And here comes Ivy bringing it down the other way. Ivy up top. Quick crossover to his right. Celtics reverting back to they're in a 2-3 now. Ivy dancing with it to get it out to Holland. They run him off the line. Down the lane. Goes up against the contact. It's an easy layup. Terrible defense from the Celtics there in that zone. That 2-3 zone has not worked out. Brown crosses over down the lane. Lefty layup. Can't get it to go, but gets the right-handed putback. And now Brown is just putting his head down, attacking the basket. Stewart has been there every single time. But Brown, on the second effort, is able to draw something up for his team. LeVert has it up top, being guarded by Simons. Calling out some direction for his teammates to get it over to Harris. Harris up top. They get it over to Holland. Holland catches, pump fakes, driving along the baseline, goes up, puts up the floater, comes up short. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Brown knocks into the air. Jordan Walsh knocks into the air. Now he's able to pick it up, and Walsh bringing it down. And they call a foul on Ivy. And Ivy can't believe it. He's going to send Jordan Walsh to the foul line for 2 free throws again. A lot of silly ticky-tack fouls here. But Detroit has to kind of know he secured the rebound, get back on defense. Ivy's still trying to poke at the ball after Walsh has already secured it. Not a smart play there. So Jordan Walsh at the foul line for 2, knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Yeah, said Brown attacked us. This is how they beat us. It is. It is. Derek White knocked down both free throws. Not Derek White. Oof, confuse him. Jordan Walsh knocked down both free throws. Under 1:20 to go. Ivy has it up top, being guarded by Simons. They swing it over to LeVert. LeVert back up top to Ivy. Ivy hesitates, back to LeVert. LeVert doesn't hesitate. Left wing 3. Got it to go down again. I don't like this 2-3 zone that Boston has been going to. It has not worked out whatsoever. Simons bringing it down against Ivy. Calling out a play for Brown. Simons dancing with it against Ivy. Good defense from Ivy. Now Holland switches onto him. Trying to get it to Jaylen Brown. They do. Being guarded by Ivy. Stops, turns, spins. They bring a double. They kick it out to Simons, attacking to his left, down the lane, throws up a tough contested floater, and he got it to go down over Ivey. Tough shot making here from both sides. Here comes Detroit bringing it down the other way. Ivey up top being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Coming to his right. Hands it off to Holland. Holland tries to get it over to Caris LeVert. Baylor Scheinman jumped the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds, though, as he can't corral it. Nick Yak said Ivey been a disappointment. He's coming back from the injury. Tough injury to come back from. Broken leg. Yak said how many turnovers? We'll go over at the end of the quarter here. We got 33 seconds to go. They get it into Ivey. Ivey coming to his left, blows past Hugo Gonzalez and gets the easy layup. Bad defense from Hugo Gonzalez. No help on the weak side after he was already beat. But again, you can't get beat in a straight line drive like that. Gonzalez has it up top, gets pickpocketed by LeVert. LeVert takes the ball and goes the other way and throws it down with two hands. A really bad sequence there for Hugo Gonzalez, the rookie. 85-79, under 20 to go now. Brown has it up top for what should be the final possession of the quarter. Brown waving off Jordan Walsh. He's saying, get out of my way. I got Tobias Harris on me. I'll cook him. Crossing over to his left. Stops. Hesitates. Now driving it down. Takes the contact. Knocks down the floater off glass. They get it into Ivey. Ivey with 3 seconds. Stops. Turns. Spins. Steps through. Heaves it up. Off the back of the rim. Can't get it to go. It was close. And that will end our third quarter. Throw 12 minutes up on the clock. It is a 4-point game. And here we go. Let's go over. Yak is asking about the turnovers. What we could also do is look at the team stats overall. So field goal percentage, 46-47, about even. 3-point shooting, only 6 made threes for the Celtics. Not great. Huge part of their offense is obviously taking and making threes. They're only 6 for 29 tonight. The Detroit Pistons are 11 for 27, 21% for the Celtics to 41% for the Pistons. Free throws, 21-19, about even. Both teams misfiring a ton. Pistons have missed 7 free throws. The Celtics have missed 6. Rebounds are about the same, 30-29. Assists are about the same. That's steals, my bad. Assists, the Pistons leading in assists, 18-12, utilizing much better ball movement. Yak said Cade has had 9 turnovers in some games himself, his only problem. Also the three-point shooting, his 2 biggest problems. He's a sub 30% three-point shooter so far this year, although he's 5% from 3 tonight, so that will prop up that percentage for sure. And the turnovers. The efficiency needs to improve for sure. Total turnovers, 10 for the Pistons, 7 for the Celtics. Points in the paint are the same, 34 for each team. And that's kind of what's pretty equal across the board, except for the three-point shooting. Three-point shooting has been the difference so far for the Pistons. As for the individual turnovers, Cunningham is sitting with 3 turnovers tonight. He had 3 turnovers at halftime. We talked about how can he keep the ball. Can he keep better control of the ball in the second half? And he has. He hasn't turned the ball over yet in the second half. Only 3 turnovers for him to 9 assists, 23 points as well. Very excellent game from Cade Cunningham yet again. They're getting great contributions off the bench from Ivey and LeVert and Stewart. Their big 3 off the bench have been very good. Even Ron Holland stripped in 9 points. I don't think he's played particularly all that well. But he has played well. He hasn't played poorly. Phrasing that wrong. He hasn't played poorly at all. But he hasn't been as impactful as the other 3 guys. But solid 9-man rotation there between Holland, Stewart, LeVert, and Ivey. Yaxid said, Celtics take care of the ball like always. Yeah, that's good coaching. That's good ball handlers. That's good system. Right? As for the Celtics, nothing out of the ordinary. Brown has 3 turnovers. White has 2. Walsh has 2. It's 12 minutes. Outside of that, nothing that stands out too much on the turnover side. Yak said, two teams I hate the most, Boston and the Lakers. All right, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Let's do it. Looks like they're going to put Duncan Robinson back in the game. You know, Jaylen Brown is like, yes, bring me Duncan Robinson. Here we go, start of the fourth quarter. Celtics have the ball. Derek White lobs over the top to Walsh. Walsh, middle of the lane, stops, tries to kick it out to Brown. Out of bounds, bad decision there for Jordan Walsh. He seems out of rhythm after the extended rest on the bench with the foul trouble. He seems really out of rhythm now. Started off the game really well. Thompson gets it over to Stewart. Stewart has it up top, being guarded by Quaida. Hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham driving it down, leaves it off for Thompson to the basket, gets the easy layup to go. And again, great cut from Thompson, but the Celtics defense getting sliced up right now. A lot of cutting and driving from the Pistons, just not a lot of force out on the perimeter to keep him out of the paint. Derek White driving to his right in the lane, gets caught in the air, and had to let go of it, but he ends up touching it again, and that's a travel on Derek White. Not a good start to this fourth quarter for the Celtics. Pistons threatening to run away with it. Here they come now with possession. They're already up by 6, playing very well in this second half. Thompson has it up top as my stream stops and buffers. Cool. Thanks, Peacock. Excellent. Love to see it. Still buffering. Still waiting. Nice. I guess I will refresh the stream. Got it. Thanks. Welcome to Peacock. All right, we're into it. Brown down the other way. Gets the layup to go. I'm going to have to look over here. Can't even see it. Can't even see it. What is the score? Can you show me? There we go. 89-83. So I missed the basket from the Celtics there. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Brown. Coming to his left of the Stewart screen. Pull up 3. Way off, can't get it to go. Long rebound out to Stewart, though. Saves it over to Harris. Harris to 3. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Long rebound back out to Harris. Harris driving it down, leads in, throws up the floater over Quaida. Got it to go. And a timeout for the Celtics. 2 long rebounds off the 3. Flew right back to the Celtics. Flew right back to the Pistons, and the Celtics are getting out-hustled, out-muscled right now by the Pistons, wearing on them as the game goes on. They now found themselves up by 8 points here, 91-83. Are we buffering again? Oh my goodness, this Peacock stream is killing me. Yak said, which team in the playoffs would give us a problem the most in a 1v8 or 2v7? Which first-round matchup would give us the most trouble? Let's go through it. I mean, the Magic, with the injuries that they've dealt with so far this year, they somehow found themselves in the play-in and we had to play them. The Magic. But if we looked at the standings and see what teams could possibly be down there, what team could give us the most trouble? So we're looking at the play-in situation. Yeah, Philly, Cleveland, Atlanta, and Milwaukee down there right now. I think a healthy Milwaukee team could give us trouble. I think a healthy Cleveland team, although they have not been healthy, could still give the Knicks very, very much trouble. I would still pick the Knicks over both of those teams, but it would give them trouble. Philly would give them trouble if Embiid could play, if Paul George could play. Even if they weren't super healthy or to the level that they normally are. Maxi's just a difficult cover, right? You got McCain. By then, he'll probably be playing a lot better. I don't think the Knicks are going to have an easy matchup in the first round, right? Even if Miami falls down there. Maybe Toronto. Feels like the Knicks have Toronto's number a little bit. They would match up. That would be an easier first-round matchup for them if Toronto falls into that play-in situation. Of the teams here who you would want to play, Chicago could get there. Chicago, Toronto, and then either Atlanta or Philly. I was really high on Atlanta to start the year, and I'm kind of like, you know what? It might not be all that good. Yeah, like I said, between the Celtics and the Bulls to root against. Maybe said I want Cleveland in the first round. Yeah, I guess. They've really struggled this year. For them right now, it's really all about health. Darius Garland not healthy. Evan Mobley now out for an extended period of time. Jared Allen's having a bad year. So the Knicks would beat them, for sure, especially the way they're playing and what they've shown so far this year. It's just who would give them the most trouble come playoff time. Like, they should be healthier by that point. But theoretically, it would still give the Knicks they would still be a tough out. Avey said no easy team for us to beat, but I would take my chances with Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland, Toronto. Toronto's the 5th seed right now. Like, I don't think they're going to remain in the top 6. Maybe they will when RJ gets back and they get back to playing good basketball, but they could definitely fall into that play-in. You got Cleveland, Philly, and Atlanta. I don't want to see Milwaukee with a healthy Giannis. Here we go. We're back into it. Derek White has it up top. We get it over to Jaylen Brown. Brown attacking to his left, gets to the foul line, and gets fouled by Tobias Harris. Got to see the replay on that. A little bit of a flop from Jaylen Brown, flailing the arms, trying to call attention to it. Rose Pierre said, by the points, could be any team from 3 to 9. It could. It theoretically could. That's how close the East is right now. Brown is at the foul line for 2 free throws. He's been missing foul shots all night. Does knock down the first one. He's got another one coming. Avey said, I want Cleveland, Miami, Detroit, and Houston in that order. Houston to get revenge for 94. Miami? Yeah, I guess. A fully healthy Miami with Tyler Hero out there. I'm good. I think Tyler Hero actively makes them worse because he's such a bad defender. Brown knocks down both free throws. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh knocks the ball loose. Cunningham goes into the backcourt to recover it. Cunningham up top. Coming to his right. Driving it down in the lane. Stops, goes up off glass. Can't get it to go. Stewart comes flying in for the two-handed putback jam. Avey said, because I love beating the Miami Heat. Brown down the lane at the foul line. Shoves it over to Queta. Queta stops. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands, but a late foul call on Cunningham. He's not going to argue it. That's 4 fouls now on Cade Cunningham. Oh, Queta got a piece of that layup attempt from Cunningham. He blocked it off the backboard. Stewart was right there for the two-handed putback. Yeah, like I said, I don't count Houston out. That size could upset OKC. I don't count Houston out. I don't count the Spurs out. I don't count Denver out. We've talked about this, Yak. I don't think the Thunder are this dominating, untouchable, awesome basketball. I mean, they're the best team in the league by far, but I don't think they're unbeatable. Derek White off the bounce, misses the sidestep pull-up 3. Airballs it. Pritchard goes flying out of bounds trying to save it. And it looks like they're going to put time on 0.4 on the clock. 0.4 on the clock for the Celtics here on the shot clock. Avey said, you showed me that schedule for the Thunder. I think they are fraud. They can't be fraud, brother. They won the championship last year, and they brought back the same core, and they're young, and they're better. Pritchard catches and throws it up at the rim. Can't get it to go, and it's a shot clock violation. They're not frauds. Are their numbers a little bit inflated? Probably. But they're not frauds. It's a step too far. Yeah, I said Houston's size is huge advantage. Both young athletic teams. Yep. Cunningham driving to his left in the lane, leaves it off for Thompson. Thompson kicks it out to Harris. Harris crosses over to his left, stops, has it in the post against Walsh, picks up his handle, gets it inside to Thompson. Thompson forced to pull it back out. Shot clock winding down, is down to 5, going one-on-one against Queta. In and out dribble, crossover, stop, turn, spin, fall away. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Jordan Walsh with the rebound, quick outlet to White. White bringing it down, has it on the right wing, leaves it up top for Jordan Walsh, swings it over to Simons. Simons up top. Driving to his right against Thompson, putting his head down, attacking to the basket. Scoop layup, right hand, got it to go. Anthony Simons. Sometimes we forget Anthony Simons is a bucket. He is a bucket. Tough drive and finish with the right hand for Anthony Simons there. It's back to a 6-point game, 8:30 to go. Forgot to restart the timer. There we go. 8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cunningham has it up top, coming to his right off the screen. Simon switches on to him. They get it over to Robinson. Duncan Robinson gets it over to Cunningham, driving to his left, back out over to Robinson. Robinson, a left wing three, off the back rim, can't get it to go. Long rebound, Pritchard corrals it, bringing it down the other way. Pritchard stops, hesitates, leaves it off for Derek White. A deep pull-up straightaway three in transition. Nothing but net for Derek White, and it's a one-possession game, 93-90. And a full timeout from the Pistons here. Maybe said frauds may be tough, but they are not a machine. I mean, they are a machine in the sense that they are definitely the best team in the league. No doubt about it in my mind. I think if you doubt that, I think you're crazy. They are by far the best team in the league. I just don't think that they're like unbeatable, which is what I think a lot of people it was like, can they win, 78 games, 77 games this year? I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, they haven't played Denver yet. They played Houston on opening night, when they were probably going to be at their worst there when fully healthy, because first time Reed Shepard's going to be part of the rotation. First game with Kevin Durant involved in the rotation. So, it's probably going to be when they're at their worst, when the chemistry is lowest there. They hadn't played the Spurs up to that point, and then they played the Spurs with Wemby on a minutes restriction, and they lost. So, they have yet to really face some tough teams. They obviously haven't played the Knicks yet. They haven't played Detroit yet. Yeah, just saying. You said I'm a Knicks fan, I'm crazy. Look, they're still going to win probably 70 games. The question is, can they get to that faded, 73 wins? No, 74 wins is the record. 74 wins would break the record. The 2016 Warriors, was it 2016? 2017? 2016? No, 2016 is when they lost the championship. So 2016 Warriors set the record with 73 wins, 73-9. They beat the Bulls' 72-10 record. So you'd have to go 74-8 now. I don't think they get to 74. They don't. I think they lose more. I think they lose more than 8 games. Interesting. Still no Jalen Duren. 8 minutes to go. We'll see if he comes back into the game after this timeout. He's not had a very impactful game overall. Been okay, but the numbers, the counting stats, very, very low for him. Almighty opposite overtime. Good on overtime. We got a game to cover after this one. I'm good on overtime. Avey said they could add the 73 wins, just give me the 16 in the playoffs. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's what Cleveland said in 2016. Warriors, they could have the 73 regular season wins. Here we go. We're checking back in here. Detroit will have the ball after this timeout. Derek White up to 20 points now. 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 8 from three-point range. 4 rebounds and no assists for Derek White, though. Very low assist game overall for the Celtics. Not usually the case with them. Detroit's defense has been very solid in that regard. Cunningham bringing it down against Jordan Walsh. My stream continues to buffer. Peacock, get yourselves together, man. Get yourselves together. Oh, my goodness. Again? It's not me. My internet's solid. You got good internet. I'm wired. Hardwired to the internet. It is the streaming service. As I log back in to watch the stream and they give me another ad. Oh, my goodness. I can see right here, though. Ivey missed a 3, and then Derek White knocks down a mid-range shot. There you go. Ivey missed a 3. Pritchard with the rebound. Derek White made the shot. And then we have a foul against nobody. There's the missed 3 from Ivey. Loose ball. Pritchard picks it up. It's 96-90. What happened? Who hit the 3? Derek White. Oh, Derek White got an and 1. That was the foul. There you go. Who hit a three? Did I miss something? What did I miss? Yeah, I said, I don't think OKC gets it. They play the easiest schedule in the NBA or not, and are great, but we'll see better competition. They will see better competition. We went over their schedule multiple times. Multiple times. It is like actually an anomaly how easy their schedule has been so far to start the year. It is insane. It is by far more than any other team in the league, not even close. They've had the easiest schedule. So, like I said, are they the best team in the league? Without a doubt. Are they favored in every single game they play? Absolutely. Are their numbers a little bit inflated? Probably. Derek White knocks down his and one free throw. Gets the 3 points right back. For whoever made that three previously, we did not see it because the Peacock stream is bad. Javonte Green gets it into Harris, back out to Green. Green tries to kick it out. Simons knocks the ball loose, but LeVert picks it up. Coming to his right off the green screen. Driving it down in the lane. Scoop play with the right hand. High off glass. Got it to go past Quaida. Bad defense there for the Celtics. Cade Cunningham getting his usual rest time here. He's on the bench. Let's see if the Celtics can get back and either take the lead or tie it. The best opportunity they'll have. Get it over to Quaida. Quaida being guarded by Duren out by the perimeter. Duren is back in. Gets it over to Derek White. Derek White swings through to his left. Stops. Driving it down. Pulls it back out. Going along the baseline. Pump fake. Hesitates. Now puts it up. Air balls. Bad offense from the Celtics. Great defense from the Pistons. Here comes LeVert on the left wing, being guarded by Walsh. Coming to it after the Duren screen. They swing it out. Javonte Green, a three, no hesitation. Knocked it down. 101 to 93, 6:15 to go, and a timeout for the Boston Celtics as they find themselves back up by 8. With Cunningham on the bench. Mark, what's up, Mark? Sevilla said, do y'all think Walsh will score again? It would have to be on like a hustle play. They're not really going to run offense for him. They normally don't run offense to him, so I'm inclined to say no. CEO King said Cunningham hit the three, killed one of my tickets. It's not impossible to be. It would just have to happen off of probably a hustle play. Jordan Walsh today, he's only 2 for 3 from the field, and both of those, all 3 of those attempts, I believe, came in the first quarter. So I don't even think he's taken a shot so far here in the second half. I could be wrong. Maybe he's taken 1, but he's only taken 3 shots tonight. All of his attempts are either catch and shoot threes off of good ball movement from the Celtics, or it's hustle plays. 101 to 93, 8-point lead here for the Detroit Pistons. Halfway through this fourth quarter now, 6 minutes to go. Checking back in here. Derek White has it on the left wing. They get it over to Simons. Jaylen Brown is back in. They get it over to Pritchard. Celtics are out there with Pritchard, White, Simons, Brown, and Quaida. Pritchard mishandles the ball. Javonte Green picks it up. And big one-handed hammer over Derek White. No foul call. And then a technical on Javonte Green, who got into the face of the official looking for a foul. Huge highlight play for Javonte Green there. There was contact. Crimson said needed Cade one more point. And you're probably going to get it, Crimson. You're probably going to get it. Simons knocks down the technical free throw. He's going to come back into the game. He normally takes a rest in the middle of the fourth quarter here. A little unconventional to see that. But this is a normal substitution pattern for the Pistons here. Mark said, what's up? Just got home. High school basketball game? How'd it go? Mark, how'd it go? Derek White has it up top. They get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Ivey. Jab step, swings through, stops, turns, spins in the lane. Tries to put up a little floater. Got blocked by Ivey. Ivey picks up the loose ball. Shot out of a cannon, bringing it down the other way. Pritchard chases him down. It's a loose ball. Saves it out to Harris. Extra pass to LeVert. Pump fake, sidestep 3. Can't get it to go. Could have been a backbreaker there. And Pritchard gets it over to Brown. Brown bringing it down. 5:17 to go. Brown gets it over to Simons. Simons swings through to his left, down the lane. Lefty floater. Can't get it to go. Cueto battling on the glass. Can't save it. Loose ball. Harris picks it up and saves it over to Ivey. And the Pistons winning a lot of the 50-50 balls now. Ivey pushing. Now brings it back out. Gets it over to LeVert. Back to Ivey. Ivey was not prepared for it. They get it over to Harris in the post, being guarded by Simons. He got the size and strength advantage. Steps through. Kicks it out. Ivey hesitates. Sidestep 3. Ivey. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Derek White able to pick it up. White's going to bring it down. We're under 5 to go. They leave it off for Brown. Brown dancing with it. Step back. Straightaway 3 for Jaylen Brown. He's been misfiring all day from 3, but he knocks that one down. It's back to 6. Celtics not going away quietly. Pistons walk it down now. Still no Cunningham with 4:30 to go. Ivey has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. They get it over to LeVert. LeVert on the left wing coming to his right up the screen. Simon's trying to stay with him. Steps back, crosses over, down the lane. Baseline jumper. Gets fouled by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown calling for a challenge. Jaylen Brown calling for a challenge. See the replay. Now Joe Mazzulla is going to ask for the challenge. That is a clean block on Jaylen Brown. Maybe made contact with the face of LeVert on the follow-through. Really marginal contact on the follow-through. Really marginal contact on the follow-through. Like, made contact with his forehead, where his headband is. I think this is a no call. I think this is a good challenge. I think this is a clean block for Brown. Moran, what's up, Moran? .420 to go here in the fourth quarter. 6-point lead for the Detroit Pistons. The officials are going to look at it 100 different ways and take 10 minutes to make a decision when you and I have already made a decision. So it's whether they win this challenge or not is going to come down to how the officials see that follow-through contact. Do they see it as marginal contact, which I think it is? It is contact to the face, even if it's small contact to the face, which, you know. Michael Winton said Jordan Walsh probably done for the night. Probably. So they reversed the call, no foul call, and Boston had imminent possession, so they will get the ball back now. 103-97, 6-point deficit for the Celtics as they get the ball here. Moran said it's 6:31 p.m. Stand by. It is 9:30 here, my time. Pritchard bringing it down. A little over 4 minutes to go. Pritchard has it on the right wing. Gets it over to Derek White. Derek White up top. Gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Harris. Back. Tries to get it over to Derek White. A bad pass. Cade Cunningham just sticks his hand out there. Gets the steal. They get it over to Harris. Harris gets fouled by Cueto. Turning into a little bit of a foul fest. Griffin said, yes, Cade back in. I told you, brother. I told you. Cade's going to come back in. Normally sits in the middle of fourth quarters. Whether it's a close game or not, normally sits in the middle of the quarters there. He starts it, sits in the middle, and then comes back in to end it. Harris knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. One's slipping away from the Celtics a little bit here. More than enough time. But the Pistons pulling away now. 7-point lead. Harris misses a free throw. A little gift there for the Celtics to see if they can take advantage of it. Derek White bringing it down. Stops, pulls it back out. Has it on the right wing. Now coming up top, they get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Harris. Stops, turns, spins. Gets it over to Derek White. Derek White being guarded by Cunningham. White coming to his left. Pulls it back out. Crossing over. Pull up deep three over Cunningham. A terrible shot. Shoots up an air ball. Shot clock was winding down. He had to get something up, but meandering out on top. Just get the ball. One of y'all got to get the ball and go. Two best players on the team. You got to get the ball and go. 3:40 to go here in this fourth quarter. Here comes Cade Cunningham bringing it down. Cunningham has it up top. Gets it over to Thompson on the left wing. Thompson being guarded by Quaida. They're putting the big man on the non-shooter. They hand it off to LeVert. LeVert lobs it over the top to Thompson. Thompson in the paint, being guarded by Brown. Being guarded by White as well. Turn around, gets blocked by Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown picks up the loose ball, bringing it down the other way. Kicks it out to Simon. Simon's extra pass to Derek White. Walks into a wide open three. Knocks it down for Derek White. Another big time shot for Derek White there. 104 to 100. It's a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go. Celtics not going away quietly. Cunningham up top, coming to it out of a couple of screens. Pull up three's been knocking him down. Misses that one. Loose ball. Ball knocked out. And a foul is called on Jalen Duren. 5th foul? No, it's 4th foul. 5 fouls on Cunningham. That's also why he was sitting a lot of the 4th there. Now 4 fouls on Duren. Almighty Alpha said overtime, maybe overtime. We got one more game to go tonight, so I'm not really rooting for the overtime tonight. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Cunningham. Coming to his left, driving it down in the lane, leans in, throws up the tough floater. Got it to go over Harris. Cade. Derek White, the closer here. Cunningham up top. It's a 2-point game. Coming to his right. See if Cade has an answer. Picks up his handle. Gets it over to LeVert. LeVert being guarded by Pritchard. Coming to his left off a screen. Now back to Cunningham. Catches it on the run. Now leaves it off for Thompson. Thompson along the baseline. Goes under. Has nowhere to go. Saves it over to Harris. Harris spins off of Brown. Driving it down. Pump fakes. Gets Brown in the air. And he's going to go to the foul line for two free throws. A wily vet play there for Tobias Harris. On the scramble, knowing the shot clock is winding down. Knowing the Celtics down by 2. Want to get a defensive stop here. Just shows the ball for just a second there. Hit him with the up fake. Lean in, draw the foul. To the foul line for Tobias Harris he goes. He's 3 for 4 from the foul line tonight. Knocks down the first one. An over 80% free throw shooter. 83, I believe. Harris gets a nice friendly bounce on the second free throw. He drops both of them, giving them the 4-point lead, 106 to 102. A little over 2 minutes to go here. Brown has it on the left wing, being guarded by Harris. Coming to his right. Robinson switches onto him, crosses over to his left in the lane, stops, pump fake, leaves it off for Quaida. Quaida gets surrounded by defenders, tries to kick it back out. Harris knocks it out of bounds. Susan said, just get the job done, Pistons. All they got to do is hold on to the lead here. Celtics making it tough for them. They get it out to Neemias Quaida. Hands it off to Brown. Brown driving it down, hesitates in the lane, and draws a foul. 5 fouls on Jalen Duren. That's 2 on him. I mean, that's 5 on him. That's 5 on him. That's a foul on Jalen Duren. Jaylen Brown to the foul line where he has struggled all night long from the foul line. He has been horrendous from the foul line. As a matter of fact, look it up. Jaylen Brown, 7 for 13 from the foul line. I mean, he's getting there. I'm knocking him down, though. Got 2 free throws here. Seven to 12 from the free throw line. He misses yet another free throw. 7 for 13 from the free. He's missed 6 free throws tonight. 6. 2 minutes to go here. Brown missed the first one. Gotta knock down your free throws in the clutch here. He goes 0 for 2 from the foul line. Wow. He is 50% from the foul line tonight. He is 7 for 14 from the foul line. That is horrendous. Cunningham has it up top, being guarded by Derek White. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Got it to go down over Derek White. And Derek White bringing it down. Calling for a screen. Trying to run it with Simons. Quick crossover to his right. Behind the back. Pull-up three over Duncan Robinson. Derek White. I mean, he said, fine, if Jaylen Brown, you're not going to be clutch, I'll do it for us. One possession game, 108-105. 1:30 to go. Cunningham bringing it down. He just knocked down a mid-range shot. Does he have the clutch gene in him for a second time? They get it over to Duren as they trap him. Now over to Robinson. Robinson being guarded by Cade. Robinson pulls it out. Shot clock down to 10. Back over to Cunningham. 1-on-1 against Derek White. Stops, turns, spins, step back, foul line jumper. Beautiful move, and he got the basket. Cade Cunningham. Ice water in his veins. And here comes Derek White now. Looking for an answer. White has it up top. Being guarded by Javonte Green. Coming to his right. Loses the handle. Green, the second or third time he's been involved in a play like that against Celtics ball handlers. Applying enough pressure that they lose the handle, and he's there to scoop it right up. 5-point lead for the Pistons as this is slipping away for the Celtics. Cunningham blows past the defense, kicks it in the corner to Harris. Extra pass to Robinson, driving to his right, knocked out of his hands by Simons, and it's going to stay with the Pistons. 40 seconds to go. Mark said, you love to see it. Justice Dad said, Raptors trying to hold on Ingram, leading all scorers again. We'll check out the box scores as soon as this game ends. Celtics call a timeout here. Looks like they're going to use their challenge. JB Bickerstaff complaining about something. Celtics are challenging about who was out of bounds off of. Trying to garner another possession here with time winding down. 41 seconds to go. You're down by 5. Cunningham has been clutch since coming back into this game, especially these last couple of possessions. It is out of bounds off of Duncan Robinson. He is the last to touch it. Is it a clean strip, though? It is an absolutely clean strip. Ball going back to the Celtics. So the Celtics have the ball back, 42 seconds. You just need a basket, whether it's a 3 or a 2. You just need a basket. Any basket you get cuts it down to a single-digit game. Either way, you're going to need a defensive stop on the other end. Derek White, 23 second-half points for him. He's up to 32 now. No, that's Cunningham. Sorry. He's up to 31 now. 34 for Brown. Brown has not been nearly as efficient, though, in the second half as he was in the first half, though. Pistons tightened up their defense on him. Derek White gets it into Cade. Hands it back off to White. White being chased off the line. They show 2. Inside to Cade. Kicks it out. Pritchard, wide open straightaway 3. Shoots up an air ball. Not what you needed from Peyton Pritchard in that scenario. You ended up with a wide open shot for one of your better three-point shooters, and he throws up an air ball. Tough night for Peyton Pritchard. He started off strong, right? Remember when he started off the game first quarter We were talking about how all four, he started the game 4 for 4 from the field. We talked about how all four, none of the 4 shots he made actually touched the rim. They were pure shots, nothing but net. And since then, he's really struggled. They get it in quickly to Cade Cunningham. Maybe got a bit away with a little bit of a push. Get over to Robinson, now over to Harris, now over to Robinson. And now they foul him with 24 seconds to go. They let way too much time tip off the clock. So Duncan Robinson, a knockdown free throw shooter, is at the foul line for 2 free throws. Duncan Robinson, a career 86% free throw shooter, but he's under 80 this season. Shoots up a perfect free throw there. It looks like Detroit's going to be able to pull this one out. Paul Dog NYC, what's up, Paul? Just that said, can't keep that high arches late game. Duncan Robinson, 2 perfect free throws. Time winding down for the Celtics here. Simons has to heaves up a 3. Can't get it to go. Duren, good box on a rebound over to Green. And they will just run out the clock as they're up by 7. Green will cross the half-court line. And that will end the game here as the Pistons pull it out. Good fight from the Celtics. Pistons, the better team, edged them out at the end. All Dog said, ready for tomorrow. I'm ready for tomorrow. Ready for tomorrow. Mayweather said, thank you. Thank you, Detroit. 112-105 is the final here. We will stay live if you guys still want to hang out. We will be covering the next game. Denver taking on Houston should be an excellent ball game. Jokic versus Şengün. Unfortunately, no Aaron Gordon, but we do have KD. KD will still be there. Chris, appreciate you, Chris. Justice's dad, appreciate you. Susan, of course. Paul Dog NYC. Mayweather. Like I said, we're going to stay live. I'm going to cancel this stream. The option will come up if you want to join us in the next one, going over to the next game. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate y'all. 21-5 is impressed. It is impressive. It is impressive. 21-5 on the season. Remember to brush teeth before bed. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. And if you're staying around, go ahead, click on the next stream. I'm going to end this one, and then we'll immediately go live on the Denver Houston game. Appreciate y'all.